What's going on, guys? Let me stop this music and get this show going. It's been what? It's been almost a week since the last stream. I'm streaming more often. Look at me. I'm so proud of myself. Let me get rid of some of this text here and get rid of this image. And will it work? There I am. Heyo. Oh, that's the music I was listening to. All right. What's going on, guys? We got the price of gaming. Games just want to be fun. The cult of personality. Yes, that's me. DJC Game Studios sold more copies of his album than... This is true. Yeah. Points you can't argue with. It's a good one. What's up, Real Levon Carson? Great job on your reaction video today. Thank you, Ilnova, for the subscription, and Nathaniel Finch for the subscription. We got 2 subscriptions in a row there. Fumi, me too, man. Me too. That's the other sub. Boom! Back-to-back subs. That calls for some Esteban Martin. Garnache Syrah? Product of España. I don't know. I got it on deal at Costco in California. You would think California wine would be cheaper, but no. They import Spain wine in my patented gaming off the grid beer glass that I drink wine out of. Garnacha Syrah. Came in a 12-pack for like $60. I was like, hell yeah. What's up, living the moment? The Amico will pleasantly surprise everyone by coming out on April Fool's Day. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Have I canceled my pre-order? I have not. Actually, it's funny you bring that up, DJF. I thought about that this morning, and I was like, I should probably do that and make a video about it because this thing is just long gone, and I can follow through and see to the end. But a part of me, I don't know. I feel like I already put $10,000 into it. What's another $100 lost? the sunken cost fallacy that someone made a fantastic video on. I shared it on Twitter the other day. It was so good. Someone who I didn't even know who they were. Just really covered the topic in a perfect light. Let's see. Man, this image here is being blocked by this. Let me see if I can fix this 1 second here. Oh, there we go. I'll do that. Boom. That works. Yo, Smash, did you notice that they updated the FAQ and removed... Oh, no, E-King. Oh, man. You know what's funny? I talked to Tommy, like, what was it, 10 days ago now? On the phone, and I brought that up to him. And he was like, oh, he gave me the, that's not my department answer. I'm like, well, you are the president of the company, so you should probably take care of that. And he's like, can you forward along where that says that? And I'm like, it's in the frequently asked questions section, man. Like, update it. It's not my job to send you the area. You need to get on that. I'm telling you that it's wrong. You need to fix it. So glad to see 10 days later that they've updated. My goodness. Yeah, exactly, Willie Will. Completionist, what's up, Derek? You can go ahead and read my novel of a comment. Oh, geez. Oh, man. You always... I appreciate you, man. You know I appreciate you. You always put so much time into your comments. You make me have such deep thought. Deep thought. This is a still of Dazed Gaming. He is not a cult member. Don't let the title deceive you. This is just... I started watching the video... And I'm like, well, hell, if I'm going to watch it and I'm going to live stream, why don't I live stream the video? I'm not going to give much of a well, maybe I will give a reaction. I don't know. I don't know really what to expect from this. I didn't watch too much of it. Yeah, Giga, I could have. You could do a lot of things with $10,000. You could put a down payment on a Tesla for $10,000. The Amico in Ukraine will overcome the... Live in the moment. I love your optimism. It still says they are constantly pushing our vendors and suppliers to help us bring Amico to life as soon as possible. I'm sure they are. Why is there like a red reflection? Is that on the camera? Hold on a second. Is that just... You guys see that red? Yeah, there's like a red... Oh, is that like the light? Like perfectly... Let me move this a little bit to see if that gets rid of it. Nope, it's still there. Is it... Man, what is that red dot up there? It disappears when I put my hand there. Then it kind of appears. That is so weird. It's a weird reflection. See how it's on my hat? There's like a line on my hat. That red reflection. I have no idea what it is. I'm so easily distracted. At least I'm not in the hot tub this time. They're opening an office in Kazakhstan. Very nice, very nice. I still have my Amico pre-order at GameStop. It ships in 11 days. Yes, according to GameStop, you will have your Amico this time in 2 weeks. Pac-Man, well, I'm actually going to be covering that because that's when I stopped watching this video, is when he started talking about that. Because I did want to give my 2 cents on that. In full disclosure, I have talked to Pete recently, and I'm not going to divulge what we spoke about privately, but I respect Pete a tremendous amount. And you're going to be hard-pressed to find me talking crap about him. I feel like he's a really good dude. He's one of the good guys. He really is. Before I even get into this video, I'll say I think it's really tragic that it's come to that. I'll leave it at that for right now. That dot is the bug television put in my ceiling. That's where the $17 million went to bug my house. Anyways, all right, let's get to this. Let me know first off if the audio is a good mix, because every time, this is the computer my kids use too, so sometimes the audio gets messed up on it.
What's going on, everybody?
Oh.
So I'm sitting here in my Jeep.
I got him on super fast speed. Whoops. Let's do 1.25. I mean, sometimes when I rewatch some of my videos to make sure I got my points right, sometimes I speak a little bit slower than I'd like to listen to it, so I speed myself up. Yeah, OEB did pull back from the Amico big time. My son wants an Amico. He's dying of old age. Oh, but above. That's a good one. I gotta remember that one. Besides, what woman wouldn't refuse a guy that has a hot tub in his home? You see, guys, if you want to be irresistible to ladies, just tell them you have a hot tub in your home. No lies detected. I mean, yeah. All right. How's the audio mix on this?
My lunch break. It's kind of a rainy day, so you might hear a little bit of pitter-patter on the roof.
Is the audio...
not very good keeping the sound out, so hopefully maybe it sounds a little bit relaxing.
I had audio
like
on
the
these too.
Sound of rain helps me relax, so might as well make a video instead of coming out here and taking a freaking nap, because that would happen, probably. But yeah, I wanted to kind of talk real quick. I saw, and I know a lot of people are going to be talking about it, I saw Darius just uploaded a video, and I haven't watched his yet, so again, hopefully I don't say the same shit. And
well, cheers to everyone. Happy Saturday, by the way.
Uploaded one too.
Louder? Good. Okay.
But yeah, so Pete has
Is that better?
his channel, and
louder or softer from this?
In the title of the video, you see it's the Amico gravy train has derailed, and yes, that's definitely where we are at. And you know,
E-King, that's why this is the gift that keeps on giving. The Amico content. It's a fascinating dive into the psyche of the human brain, mixed with sales and ethics, business ethics. What's up, Solid Nate? I don't know if I said hi to you earlier, but hello, Solid Nate. Another one of the good guys out there. Kentantino in the house. What's up, Retro Complex? How you doing, buddy? You'll always be Kentantino to me. I'm sorry. Haven't you bought a winery yet? Man. That's one of those, like, retirement goals. Someday. Although, I do live close to some wineries out here in San Diego, close to Temecula. And we are members of one of the wineries, Cougar Winery. Highly recommend if you ever go to Temecula. Cougar Winery is one of the best ones. And we're close with the owners. We've known them since basically they opened up, like, 14 years ago. It was back when I first started dating my now wife. And I do not wish that struggle on my worst enemy. Starting a winery. Whew. It's all good now, but man, back then they put a lot of money into that, and it was some trying times. Not so different from the Amico, but at least back then they were still making wine, so you could at least get something from it. What's up, OCG? Big Retro in the house. What's going on, buddy? Not much. It is okay. Retro Complex is the channel, not me. Have you thought about averaging down my investment? Holy well. Classic. Watch out for that red sniper dot. That's what it is. It's a red sniper dot. That's why it's moving. I don't know why the hell it's there. It's never been there before. It's like so weird. I try to move the camera and it's like not having it. I don't know. See how it's like in the it's not in the maybe it's on the lens. Hold on. Let me try my trusty I use this to clean my screen. My wife got it for me for Christmas a couple years ago. It's a reindeer screen cleaner stuffed animal. Oh, Retro Puppy with the $2. I quit watching you during the Amico shill. I deserve that, and I appreciate the honesty, and I'm sorry that I failed you. But yes, it was cringe. Now let me use my little guy here to clean this camera lens. Nope. Didn't do a GD thing. But yeah, these things are cool. I don't even know where you would buy it. Amazon, maybe? So OE Beats, I gotta get rid of that. Come on, we already got hide user on this. We already got people. Why is it not hiding it? Oh, there it is. Finally, it was very delayed. We already got people making alt accounts of OEB after he leaves. I mean, come on, guys. Like, that's part of my frustration with this situation. Is like, it's the community, the gaming community. Be better. Be better. If I can be better, there's hope for everyone out there. Yeah, Retro Game. I appreciate the donation, but more importantly, I appreciate you just being real with me. I was Super Captain Chris. Thank you for the sub. I was really I didn't want to hurt a friend, and that's the way I looked at Tommy. I didn't want to publicly humiliate him. I didn't want to. I just wanted to avoid talking about stuff, and that's why I learned a valuable lesson, like I said in my video, where I'm like, I can't get that close ever again, because I was so completely biased with my coverage. It was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. You should show your sub count again. Why? Like, what's it matter? What does the sub count matter? I don't know. I'll consider it, but I mean, the only reason to show a sub count is for people to judge you and make a judgment off your content based off your sub count. And I'm just like, no, I want you to judge my content for my content, not based off the subs that I have. So that's why I hid my sub count. What's up, Chris? Word up. Sub count is meaningless. I'll tell you, I don't have, in the grand scheme, I don't have very many subs compared to the big guys. But, I mean, I can get some views, so I'm pretty proud of myself for that. But I don't want to be exploiting the Amico just for views. Like, the only reason I'm doing these videos is because I feel like I have something to talk about. That's why I've been, like, going crazy with videos lately. There was a period of time where I didn't want to say anything. I didn't have anything to say, and I was just kind of like bored of it. And now I'm like, holy crap! I got so much to say. I don't know when to shut up. JT, if you want to invest 10K to me, I can build an Amico case with an Android. Ooh, that would have been a far better investment. Be better. That's unrealistic. Wishful thinking, especially how the gamers people. Sub count doesn't matter. Views don't matter. What matters is you being you, which is why I'm. Thank you, man. I mean, yeah. I 100% agree. 100% agree. I definitely think the anti-side can be a bit disrespectful too. People mocking Tommy's name. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a yin and a yang. This is such a fascinating situation to me, and obviously there's a lot of people. I mean, we got 84 people in here right now. Hit the like button before I forget. Hit the like button. Share the content if you think that this is interesting to people. But we got a lot of people in here just wanting to find out more, wanting to hear about it, wanting just to talk, to chat about this. Rich said to show my sub count. Review Tech Rich? I like you, King. Rich says it all more reason not to show it. I wonder why he would say that. I'll have to chat with him about that if there's like a reason why. But to me, I'm like, nah, whatever. Word of advice. If you're going to join a call in the future, make sure they are serious first. If they aren't offering matching tracksuits or Nikes, they probably... Is that Mosley? The Mosley I know Mosley? With just his real name, Mosley? And if so, hi, Mosley. Cheers, you sexy beast, Mosley, if that's you. I don't know how many other Mosleys are out there. Can we all just agree, even though Pat and Ian were right, they're still just awful as Tommy himself? Well, that's why I was saying it's such a divisive issue, because there's characters on each side of this. And I guess I'd count myself as one of those characters, which is funny that I'm like talking in the third person about it all. But it's just because one side was right and the other side was wrong currently, who knows what the future holds. But just because that's the case doesn't mean that the right people are the good people and the wrong people are the bad people. It's a lot more intricate than that. You don't kick a person when they're down. However, actions have consequences, and every person that is associated with the Amiga development will have them. Well, exactly, completionist. It's the same thing about the Calico Chameleon with Phil Adam. When Phil himself and Tommy himself have said that the stories of him being attached to the Calico Chameleon are greatly exaggerated. I mean, I don't know. If I see a guy's face on a board member seat of a fraudulent console that was trying to pull one over on people, I don't care what the reality is. That is going to follow you. I never heard Phil publicly denounce it. I never heard him take a step back from it. I never heard him. I heard him not say anything, and his silence spoke volumes about it, trying to ignore the reality, trying to pretend it was never a real thing that happened to him. And that is just as damning as being a part of it in the first place. I think what would have actually, ironically, done him a lot more success in the public eye was just to come clean when he was being promoted as the CEO, to tell people that, to be like, hey, just FYI, heads up, I had worked on this project before, and I want to let you guys know, full transparency, I had nothing to do with that. Be the first one to fight that battle, because you know people are going to dig it up. And just to ignore it, hoping that people don't find it out about you, is just, I don't know, it's a bad look. Let's see. You most definitely kick a person when they're down. Good way to make sure to limit the threat. Do you think someone will pick up? Yes, I do, Coda. I do think that will be one of the things that definitely gets bought out of bankruptcy, if Intellivision even owns the rights to it, which I don't even know if they do. I don't know if it's just Tommy was really close with Doug TenNapel and he agreed, like a handshake deal, or if they bought the rights from him for the game exclusivity. I don't know the details on it, but I'm sure it will eventually resurrect itself somewhere. Like you, Jeff, I wanted the Amico to be successful, and at the beginning, they seemed to be going the right direction, but I had to learn the hard way that I needed to be open. Me too. Me too. Smash, will you ever invest in another round of Amigo? No. Subs are not as important as views or shares or impressions. That's the other thing, Chris. I shared on Twitter earlier. Let me see if I can find it here, because I thought this was fascinating. Let me bring it up on the screen. Whoops. There we go. I said earlier that, where is it? This one. I'll never understand the YouTube algorithm these days. Even when a video blows up every meaningful stat out of the water, the distribution is still heavily suppressed. And I wasn't complaining. I was just like being honest with what I was just kind of like, that's kind of weird. Like, I have a video from last night that is doing, in my eyes, exceedingly well. Like, it's I've never had an impressions click-through rate of 20%. Meaning 1 out of every 5 people that see my thumbnail click on it to watch it. And while I'm not like, oh my God, it needs more views, or I can't believe I got. That's not about the views. I don't want people to get caught up in my comment about this. I'm just saying it's fascinating that someone can make a video, I don't care what the topic is, get a 1 out of 5 click-through rate, and YouTube is not sharing it more. Like, I feel like the algorithm changed a few years ago to base it off of a number of factors that really suppress smaller channels. Where if this was like a bigger channel, it would probably be automatically shared out to a network outside of the bubble. But this is just being stuck in the bubble right now. And it's fascinating. I'm not complaining. I don't want people to be like, oh, well, he wants to do this for views. No, it's just like, I'm a YouTuber. I like to get views. That's kind of one of the things that you put the work into making the videos. You want people to see it. You want it to get shared. You want people talking about it. And to see that you do everything right and then it still gets stuck in that bubble, it's a little bit deflating, not going to lie. But, I mean, I'm not going to stop doing what I do. It's just weird. Anyways. Have I seen WrestleQuest trailer? I've not. How many coyote fleas have I brought? I don't think I've brought any in. I've seen a snake once, though. That kind of sketched me out. I'm always guarded and cautious, which is why I don't and never will give money to internet people or internet promises. I feel bad that you did get manipulated, but you're not going to get fooled again. No, I can definitely respect that. Absolutely, Derek. That's why I appreciate you, man. You've said that to me from day one. And I hope you know that's why I say what I say when people do donate to me. Great. I really appreciate it. But by no means do I expect it or want you to do it. Like, it's one of those, it's there if people want to. That's great. I'm very thankful for it. But that's kind of like the cherry on top of, I want the interaction. I want the conversation. I just have this inner desire for it. That's why I look forward to your comments when you write me a novel, because I'll read through the whole damn thing, man. And you really make me think critically about stuff. And that's more than money could ever do for someone. So, yeah, I appreciate it. Last night's video title was very clickbaitish, in my opinion. Well, welcome to YouTube. Dreamcast guy hogs the algorithm because his good looks. Yes, that's exactly why. Hey, what's up, Thak? I'm doing well. Tommy will never even hold himself accountable, much left. Well, that's the other issue that I have. And again, not to hammer Tommy, because I know he's going through stuff, but it is all too convenient that his life comes crashing down at the exact same moment that the Intellivision Amico situation is falling apart. It's very coincidental. It's very convenient. And that's not discrediting, like, his dad being sick or anything like that. Like, that sucks. That sucks. I'm talking about a lot of the other stuff that's happening in his life that you guys don't know about that I do. That I'm like, I mean, it all might be true. It all might be. And if it is, that's terribly tragic. It really is. But it also is a fantastic excuse to get out of jail free with this and be like, yeah, I'm not in that department anymore. I'm not the CEO. That's all, Phil. Go talk to him about that stuff. I mean, it's very convenient. That's all. Exactly, E-King. Exactly. I guess that's the best way to put it. If you turn it around, Tommy would not have stepped down if things were going well. That's a fantastic take. Super Captain Chris. Hey, Smash, long-time lurker, first-time commenter. This drama is honestly more intriguing than most TV. Thank you. I was talking to my wife the other day. I think I said this on one of my last live streams, too. She's like, why do you even care so much about that dumb Amico stuff? Why are you even doing all this? And I'm just like, why do you watch The Bachelor and The Bachelorette? And why do you watch Love at First Sight and all this other BS drama crap on TV? Because it's intriguing, it's interesting. You want to see the people involved and find out what makes them tick and why they say what they do and where it goes from there. And I would even argue that even though that's reality TV, it's still heavily scripted. They still guide people in directions. Where this is something where it's like, who the hell knows not just what's going to happen tomorrow, but in the next few minutes, you know, like this is, who knows what's going to happen here. But anyway, oh yeah, Big Retro. I'm going to talk about OEB Pete, and I'm sorry. There's a lot of comments, and I'm sorry, guys. You guys know I like to try to interact as much as possible, but at the same time, I also want to talk about the videos and stuff. That's all part of the live stream. It's hard. It's a hard balance. What's up, Cooler D? It's all simulation. You know, the longer I live, the more I wonder about that. What's up, Simon? How you doing? Amigo Drama is my new 2.5 men. You can be... Exactly, Sega. That's what I told her. I was like, that's all scripted crap. Like, this is... You want the real drama? I mean, not only is it entertaining and real life, but I'm, like, in it.
You could say that Pete has deleted his channel because of how it was found out. Ninja Kitty said it. Darius has said it. That, you know, he was buying subs and views. Whoa, shit. Did you hear that? I was taking my shoes off. I just revved up the engine. Which is never a good thing. You know, it's an instant ticket to having problems because...
Yeah, Gareth, I do know a little
channel,
bit about that,
yes.
yes.
Channel, you could probably get away with it, but a smaller channel, it's pretty fucking obvious. And the reason
What's up,
I feel
Zeldin?
like he's doing that, like, he's definitely one of those that wants to have a big channel, wants to compete with the big boys. And
Man, this is hard. We got so many really good comments in the chat right now, and I'm just ignoring them watching this video because I want to talk about this video too. This is, by the way, that's why I was gonna live stream the Rexer show and give my critique on that, but I decided to do an offline version of it because I'm like, I'm gonna get too distracted, and there's so goddamn much stuff that I want to say. So that's why I did that one offline. This one I was just kind of like free-forming, like there's a few videos I wanted to watch with you guys. And maybe I'm an idiot, and by maybe, definitely. But I went into this thinking that there wouldn't be that much interaction with chat. I just thought there'd be like a few people talking and I could just chat with you. And I was like, no, this is too good. There's so many good things people are saying. There's so many good things. Oh, thank you for the $2. Jim, Lombert, Jesus, Jesus, keep up the good work. Worms! Oh man, worms. The game worms or worms in my stomach worms? I appreciate the $2. Thank you. I scroll up here. The completionist. I think it's only a curse of the Amico, but I think it's a curse for the game industry as a whole. Don't come up with an idea unless you have a realistic idea when it's going to be put out. With that being said, Derek, I gotta be real, man. The pandemic saved their ass because that's the best excuse ever. It genuinely is. It genuinely is. I can only hold their feet to the fire so much because the pandemic is a real thing that happened that affected the trajectory of their plans. I think we haven't heard the truth. I don't think we ever will hear the truth, but I can speculate all I want that they had plans to get chips. This is speculation, by the way. Speculation, the SpongeBob. They had plans to get chips. They made an offer with Qualcomm or whoever the dealer was they were trying to work with, and the offer was way too low, and Qualcomm or whoever they were talking to was like, no, it's going to be more. And they were like, all right, we'll call your bluff. We'll just wait till they get cheaper because those are old-ass chips. They're already 2+ years old. They're going to be 3+ years old by the time we put them in our console. So we'll just wait. And then we'll get the price that we want for these. And from a certain perspective, it makes great sense. Business sense. If you don't have a pandemic happen. That's what throws a wrinkle into all of it. And I think that's what really boned them. But I would say that goes to the fact of they went too big, too fast, where they should have put out the Founders units. They should have paid a premium for the 2600 to get those out there so that people could have something. And because they never did that, they never manually created one retail unit. Never once. One. And because they never did one and never sent one to anyone, that calls into question what the hell was even inside of what I was playing. Because if they didn't create one retail unit, that means they were too scared to commit to a final version. And if that's the case, then who knows what their plan was. So, like I said, I could talk forever about this. Yeah, Mike, that's a great point. Intellivision's problem began when they didn't immediately delay the Amico when the pandemic hit. I think that goes back to, one, cockiness, confidence, which isn't always a bad thing, by the way. But they just expected it to work. But they also were so desperate for investors that I think they were trying really hard to put, what do they say? Put makeup on the cow. I don't know. I probably screwed that up. But they were trying so hard to pretty it up, to make it look like everything's fine and dandy while the world outside is burning down, just so investors like me would look at it, go there, thought I played it, and been like, yeah, lipstick on a pig. Thank you, Brian, coming through in the clutch. That's why I like the live chat, to correct my ignorance. And I went there to play it, thinking that it was the real thing, and everything was on the up and up, and the office was first class, beautiful, one of the nicest gaming offices I've ever been to. And for those that don't know me, I've been to a lot of game offices. I'm trying to think if any even came close to it that I had been to. And no. I used to work, just a quick background on me, just to catch you guys up. I used to work at Sony as a game tester, quality assurance analyst, and then I moved on to being a game master for EverQuest. From there, I became a recruiter for the game industry. The company that hired me to be a game tester hired me to be a recruiter for them. So I'd interview people for game companies. I worked for Nexon, NHN, Rockstar, Square Enix, EA, and obviously Sony Online Entertainment. And then Sony proper, downtown San Diego. And I think that's it. So I would go to their offices. Square Enix was all the way up in El Segundo, which was like an hour and 45 minutes from me, where the airport is in LA, where LAX is. NHN and Nexon were also up there too. Nexon, was that MapleStory? They had a pretty nice office, but it was like in a high rise, and they had like a floor of it. I don't know how big it actually was. But my point being, I've seen a lot of game... Oh, Midway was another one. I've seen a lot of game offices in person. I've met with a lot of the senior directors of game companies. I've experienced what it feels like to work at various different game companies. So going to Intellivision for me wasn't like a brand new experience. I wasn't like blown away by, oh, it's a game company, because I've done this a million times before. But it was different because it was so new and exciting and clean and big. None of the other offices I ever were at were anywhere close to that. And I mean, I'm even talking like big companies. Of course, they're worldwide companies, but still, I guess Intellivision's worldwide too. Point being, the reason why I bring it all up is they went too big too fast. And that is the mystery that none of us can ever answer without like a full expose on Tommy and getting him like with truth serum. Why is Dubai involved? Why is Sudesh with the loan involved? Why is Sudesh's kid running the Dubai office? Why is Hans on the board of the German game whatever that approved the loan for the German games? The head of the German or the European branch. It's just, there's a lot of questions. No, Super Captain Chris, he did not. And that's what I'm getting at. He never really explained why. I don't understand why there was an office in Utah. It's weird. But I didn't question it. I didn't question it because when I was there, it was just kind of like in the moment. Like, it's all happening. It's exciting. Here's all the people working on it. This thing just sprung up overnight, and look at all the people working here on this new exciting device. And then he brings me into the room, sets it up for me, and then hands me the controller after the game has loaded up and started. And I should have asked more questions at that point. I should have been like, why can't you just give me the controller and let me play around with it? But I was just kind of like, okay, they're in the moment of It's not out yet. They haven't produced the retail units yet, so they're still working on a few kinks and stuff that they'll hammer out in a couple months. And he doesn't want me to have a bad experience with it and tell people about that. And I understand that. I grasp that. That was my thinking back then. But looking back, I'm like, what an idiot I was. I should have been like, bro, give me the controller. Let me see this thing. Let me figure it out. Why is this so hand-holding, you know? Do you think if you added the words wrestling Jimmy's... I don't know, it'll probably be demonetized by YouTube, knowing the algorithm. Did I ask why they paid Octane for that fake award? No, Anthony, I just found out about that from the Geek Getaway yesterday, I think. So I didn't ask about that. Coda Cooper, that's actually what I wanted to get back to. And I wholeheartedly agree with you. Full disclosure, and maybe I'll make a separate video about this. I don't know. I don't know how big of a deal it actually is, and if I'm live streaming it, you guys will see it. I don't know. I've been thinking about it, and I'm like, well, I'm going to cover the video. I'll chat about it and that, and if I have more to say, I'll make a video about it. But I mean, full disclosure here. I paid for advertisements on YouTube before. I've paid for advertisements on Facebook before. I mean, I did. And it did... I don't want to say it did nothing for me, but it did very close to nothing. And I spent probably, I'd say a good $1,500 to $2,000 on ads. But that was back when I was not first starting, but like... I'd say probably 7 or 8 months after starting, and it was done out of frustration. You guys that have known me for a while know that I used to put a hell of a lot more work into my videos, and they would go nowhere, and it really frustrated me because I'm like, my videos are better than these big channels, like objectively. And then talking to people that would objectively watch my videos, they'd say, "Yeah, you covered that topic first." And better than these 300 to 500 to million sub channels. And you, at the time, I had like 140 subs, 170 subs, or 350 subs. I don't know, something like that. And it's easy to look back and be like, well, you got to put your time in, you know, this, that, the other thing. And I'm like, well, yeah, this is like 8 months in of putting in 6 to 8 hours a day, editing, covering news, publishing, creating thumbnails, sharing on social media, all day, every day. And I just reached a breaking point where I'm just like, God damn, like, I can't even get 1,000 subs, and I feel like it's good. I don't want to, like, be too cocky, because it definitely wasn't great, but it was definitely better than a channel with 180 or 350 subs worth. And it really frustrated me that YouTube suppressed me so much. It really did. Just being real with you guys. I'm not going to lie and be like, oh, yeah, whatever, I'm fine. You know, those channels like, oh, I don't care, whatever. No, I cared. I'm like, I put a lot of work into this. How come I'm not getting any kind of reciprocation from the algorithm? So I started buying ads and promoting my video and paying for it. And it was bringing a lot more views into my channel, but it wasn't necessarily bringing subscribers in. And it was actually hurting the channel because it was just a bunch of like people being forced to watch it, and then they'd click off as soon as they could because they didn't click on someone else's video to watch me talk. So it wasn't a great idea to force that in front of someone's face. They're like, I don't know who this dude is. Get out of here. And if they watched it for like, what was it, more than 10 seconds or 15 seconds? I don't remember. I think then I got charged for it. So I had all these people watching the videos, and I was getting charged for it, and they weren't going anywhere. And I was getting all these views with short view time, which was suppressing the video even more, because it's like YouTube's not going to share that out if it only has like an average watch time of 7 seconds. So, yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I'm totally falling way behind the chat. But my point being is I did what I thought I had to do to test things out. I was new at YouTube. I was like, maybe these big channels, maybe that's how they grew. Maybe that's what they do. I don't know. I don't know what the secret sauce was. Turns out that's not what it was. Especially if he has the right idea. The algorithm equals hot tub plus big boobs. Now we just say, oh no, my breasts are doing all right. I mean, I if I don't jog for a couple days, they come right in, you know. Not everyone will grow on YouTube. Just the nature of the industry. No, it is, and I think the problem with YouTube is with starting a channel is you see people just throw videos up there. It seems, you know, you watch, for example, this is not to knock him, because I would like to think we're on a good level, but Sean Long, it seems like he just throws a video up there. And this is something the Rexer show was jealous about and frustrated about. They're like, he doesn't deserve XYZ amount of subs because his content is garbage. And it's like such an ignorant way to look at it. And I used to look at it that way. I used to be like, yeah, my videos are better than Sean's. Why aren't I bigger than him? But it doesn't work like that. Like, YouTube is a community. You need to establish a relationship with people and connect with people on a personal level. You can't just be like, my video's better. I think there's a lot of people that watch YouTube videos to be able to enjoy relating to someone that reminds them of a friend that they can just load up and hear them out. It's a weird thing that didn't exist 20 years ago, yeah, or 30 years ago. It's a new thing. So I think a lot of people are kind of like experimenting with what that all means. But back to my main point, you think that just putting a video out there, like say Sean Long does, and gets a ton of views, it's like, oh, well, that's not fair. But what people don't see are the behind the scenes of the countless hours of research and playing a game, even if it's a shit game, playing it because you want to talk about it and you know it's shit. What a lot of people would feel like it's a waste of time. They'll play those games just to be able to talk about why it's a waste of time to people. They save people the time. That's doing them a favor. That's not easy to do. And to talk about it in a relatable manner and to do it all the time, daily, like almost every day, you got a Sean Long upload. There's something to be said for that. And I used to be very jealous of him. I really was. I think I would imagine Sean's not an idiot. I'd imagine he knows that about me. And I'd like to think he sees that I've grown, and not sub count wise, but mentally, and I've learned that the secret sauce with it. But anyway, I don't know why I went off on that tangent. Oh, somebody said something about growing. Not everyone will grow on YouTube. Oh, yeah, exactly. It's not the nature of the game. Exactly. The problem is people see people like that and they think it's easy, and they think they can just throw a video up and just get hundreds of thousands of views and make a good amount of money. Which, by the way, those of us that do YouTube a lot will tell everybody who's not a YouTuber how this is not money you can live off of. It's like, oh, great, I can order DoorDash tonight money. You know, like, woo! It's just funny. I think people see the news stories of the big YouTubers, the PewDiePies, the Markipliers, the generic Fortniters, the ninjas, and they're like, oh, they signed these $46 million deals of all this cash. Oh my God, I just want to do YouTube, because they only see those 4 YouTubers because that's all that gets put in front of them. And then when you dive into YouTube, you realize that YouTube's algorithm puts you in a bubble. And that bubble doesn't really get bigger or connect to anything for a long time. And then you need to make connections yourself and connect the bubble, and then it grow from that. And even when you've been doing it for, in my case, I think 5 years now, it still is a grind. It still is a grind. What's up, OTG in the house? I do. That's why I hide my sub count. I actually have like 7+ million subscribers. I haven't looked since yesterday, but it's probably gone up another 3 million. Yeah, I just don't want to brag. YouTube is somewhat of a sleazy hustle, but I will say, E-King, if you work in sales, I'd be hard pressed to find a job in sales that could not be defined as a sleazy hustle, because the whole idea of a salesperson is to inform someone of something that they've lived their life without up to that point. And you need to change their mind and tell them that what you have, they need in their life. And I would have likened being a YouTuber to being a salesperson. You need to sell people on you, on why they should care about you. And that is exhausting. But anyways, let me get back to this.
He definitely probably, well, not probably.
How's the audio mix, by the way? Is he like way lower than me? Because I can turn it up more. So please let me know if it's a good mix or if you need it up louder. Because I remember last time I asked and everyone was like, yeah, it's fine. And I listened to it afterwards. I was like, no, it wasn't. It was way lower. Let me know.
I think he definitely thought that the views were going to come.
I'll talk over it right now just so you
and
can
I'm sure Tommy sold it to him as one of those things that your channel's going to be big. You're going to have
Gamer Thumb, exactly.
On this, brand new console. It's going to revolutionize the market. So
okay, it's fine.
He definitely had it in his mind that the Amico was going to help grow his channel. I mean,
all right, cool. Thank you, guys. So I wanted to speak to this point. This is actually when I stopped watching it. I've been streaming for like an hour and a half, and I'm 2 minutes into this video. Oh, God. We'll be here. There's a 24-hour live stream just to get through a 20-minute video. So this is something I wanted to talk about. How Tommy would infer that he's your friend, and being tight with him is... He's a C-list celebrity, and he's going to help you grow your channel. If you connect with him, he's going to expand your YouTube bubble. And it worked for a while. And this is why I want to get to with this video, the Amico cult. Why it's a real thing. And it's something that you can't admit to when you're in it. You have to step outside of it to be real about it. Yeah, just another typical JT stream, exactly. But I would connect with these people and hold together with them, and then Tommy would give tidbits of exclusive information. He would contact me, and this isn't a lie or anything like secret. He would contact me before news would break and be like, hey, do you want to make a video about, for example, the Jay Allard situation? And he would tell me all about Jay Allard and how awesome thing it was. And I'd be like, oh my God, yeah, I can give some breaking news on my smaller, in the grand scheme of things, channel to draw major attention. I'll potentially have IGN covering me breaking this news. That's, as a YouTuber, pretty hard to say no to. And it speaks volumes of who I was as as far as my integrity went. And that's why I'm like embarrassed about it. I was like, yeah, I threw my integrity out the window because I'm like, hell yeah, man. I'm all game for that. I am. And now looking back, I'm like, if this thing was as legit as I was promised it to be, then I would have looked great. And I think that's where my frustration lies in all this. Is it wasn't. It was a house of cards. Exactly, Gamer Thumb. Exactly. Exactly, Jim. It was a pyramid scheme. I didn't think that Tommy was passively trying to get people on board by implying they would grow their channels. That shit's crazy, Tom. Well, I think, I'll put it this way. I think Tommy knew exactly what he was doing. Let's be real. You know, like, yeah, he knew damn well what he was doing, and that's what frustrates me. And like some of these cult members that I thought I was friends with immediately turned on me, blocked me, disbanded group chats, and haven't talked with me since. because and this is after the first video, the one where I basically broke down and was like, I can't do this anymore. That was it. That was like, it was a tame video compared to some of the other ones I've made. Very tame compared to the major detractors out there. It was very polite, very professional. I can't do this anymore. And the fact that they all just wrote me off as soon as as soon as it was published, it was like 20 minutes later, unfriended, disbanded, and blocked. Not just unfriended, but blocked. I'm like, man, that's a little bit extreme. That's a little bit extreme. But I think it speaks volumes to where their head is at. When somebody dares question their mentality and they just immediately reach for the block button because they don't want to hear legitimate arguments opposing their viewpoint. And the problem I really have with all of this is people like DJC, like Chuck. I thought he was like a down-to-earth, a little bit quirky dude. I'd watch his channels. He definitely strikes me as a very... This is not to not punching down, but it didn't strike me as a well fleshed out channel that's prepared to grow. It just seemed like a very small YouTube channel, and those people that do YouTube for a long time, like me, can distinguish a channel that has potential to blow up from a channel that's like, yeah, they're going to be stuck under 5,000 subs their entire life, because just they don't think in any other directions. They don't objectively take into account facts. They literally just use things to push a narrative. And when anything comes out that opposes that, they block you. Like, they're scared to have a full-on conversation. I would have, I don't know now anymore, but I would have welcomed a conversation. I would have loved to be on their Amico podcast to tell them why I felt the way I did and open their eyes and be like, hey guys, like, it's not what you think. But they don't want to hear that. And here's the reason why. Their channels weren't going anywhere before the Intellivision Amico thing happened. And then they found their niche. They found their crew. They found a group, and they found some views. And they latched on tight to that and refused to let go, because before that, they had nothing. So this is all they know. When it comes to my channel, I've been through this time and time again. This is not my first rodeo, guys. I'm not the best. I'm not the most experienced. But when people say, oh, what are you going to do after the Intellivision Amico? No one's going to care about your channel anymore. It's the same damn thing that I heard when I covered Pro Jared, or any number of other intense topics of debate that lasted a ton of videos. When I had my feud with Tipster, or Destiny FOMO, or I'm trying to think. I mean, I've had so many multiple video conversations about gaming, YouTubers, social events. This is just, unfortunately, for those people, another one of those things. That's what the Intellivision Amico is. And they don't know that. They think that this is like their paved road to YouTube salvation. And it's not. And I think they don't want to realize or recognize that fact, because it would really break them. And I think that kind of leads into talking about the OEB Pete thing. What's up, NSG? Just dropped in. What are the odds these friends are never contactable? Oh my god, 100%. 100%. People like Mike Mullis, who was like breaking down in tears when he made that video talking about how Tommy gave him that like backstage pass. I mean, Mike Mullis is one of those guys I feel bad for. I genuinely feel bad for him. He blocked me. He blocked me too. He's not just DJC. He's another one that blocked me. And there's something that I wanted to cover. If I can find it here, give me a second. This is what Mike Mullis needs to realize. This is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt. Let me what is this, embedded? Why is it embedded? Hold on a second. Okay, let's bring it in here. All right. So this is something that I found, and this broke my heart. It broke my heart because it showed a lot of things. It showed who Tommy is. It showed how ignorant to reality some cult members are. And it also showed me that even after this happened, that Mike still thinks that Tommy's his friend. And it genuinely breaks my heart. I'm not trying to be cheesy. Like, I watched this and I was like, oh shit, he doesn't know. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, NSG. That's this video here. Let me play it. This is, guys, this is genuinely tragic. Like, I'm not trying to like make fun of this and laugh at this. Like, it breaks my heart. And I can definitely see from a certain perspective why this is hysterical to people that saw this out of Tommy. But for someone like me, it hurt. It really hurt.
I know. And that's, hey, look, you're a busy man. And to be honest with you, I appreciate this. You and I have had discussions offline, and it's really cool.
Yeah, Gamer Thumb.
It's really actually surreal that you and I just kind of talk. And have become friends over this last.
Look at how awkward Tommy is here. When Mike Mullis literally opening his heart and putting it on the table in front of Tommy, and just this is really hard to watch, and I'm not exaggerating. If you haven't seen this video, it's hard to watch. Listen to what he says and watch Tommy.
It's really actually surreal that you and I just kind of talk, and
nervous.
Become friends over this last year because I met you last year.
He's like,
when you were doing,
God.
Look.
He's thinking, he's like, oh my God, this guy thinks I'm friends with him. What the hell did I do?
Amico brought us together, which is what the whole point of the console is. But even before that, see, look, now you got me doing it.
See,
you got me doing it.
You're just on auto. You can't stop bringing it up.
But it brought us together in an interview last year about the console. But then we started.
The vid's real quiet for you. Let me turn it up. Sorry. Let me try this.
Doing it.
See,
you got me doing it.
You're just on auto. You can't stop bringing it up.
But it brought us together in an interview last year about the console, but then we started talking about other things, and I've spent the last year going, holy shit, I'm friends with Tommy Tallarico. I mean, as a musician myself, it's wild. It's still surreal to me that we could sit here and have this talk. I mean, that's...
Let me shout out to the folks in the chat. A lot of familiar faces and a...
That is pain. That is so painful. I have no words for what just transpired. When I saw this, someone shared this with me, and I was just like, oh no. Like, oh no. It's It reminds me of that. I'm not going to play it because of copyrights, but it reminds me of that Simpsons. When was it Lisa? You could freeze frame it. You could watch the exact moment where his heart breaks. It's like literally, it's that. It's like when you're trying to date a girl, and she pretends to like you until she realizes that you actually want to go out with her, and she's like, "Oh, no, not like that. We weren't like that." And it happens really fast. So I'm gonna play it one more time because it happens so fast, and it's so obvious that it's painful, and you can see it in Mike's eyes that he recognizes it, that he just got oofed. Oh man, can we make that a thing? He got oofed.
Stop bringing it up.
But it brought us together in an interview last year about the console.
Sentimental.
But then we started talking about other things, and
I've
spent the last year going, "Holy shit, I'm friends with Tommy Tallarico."
Holy shit.
That there's.
You look at how he backs up in the chair when he says that. He's like, "Oh, how am I gonna get out of this? Oh shit! Oh."
As a musician myself, it's wild. It's still surreal to me.
Yeah, Fatal Vision. That one. When Lisa went off on Ralph. It's still surreal to me as a musician, after talking to you behind the scenes, knowing that we're friends now. Like, he's professing his love for Tommy publicly on the air, live here. And Tommy was not prepared.
That we could sit here and have this talk. I mean, that's...
Let me shout out to the folks in the chat. A lot of familiar faces and a couple of new ones. Anthony, Lance.
God. I'll just stab a dagger through his heart while you're at it, Tommy. Holy shit, man. Ouch. Ouch. Like, I want to laugh and I can't. It hurts to watch this. This is going to be like an X-rated stream because of violence. You can pinpoint the moment when Tommy's mind rips him off. It actually, I would say, Jim, the more I watch this, the harder it gets. Because the more you realize how it's not an accident. It can't be. And then you go into, you think about the back end. Oh, Coda. Damn. I'm sorry. Oh, shit. And what's up, Rayar? I don't know if I said hi to you, but hi, Rayar. Good to see you. I can't, Jason. I can't. It's like I said, from a certain perspective, it's fucking hysterical. But it's not to me. To me, I watch this and it hurts. Because I was one of the people that was caught up in all this. So when I saw this, I was just like, that is how I feel captured on video. This is extremely relatable. And this is Mike Mullis. This is one of the people that blocked me. After I decided to say, hey, guys, maybe Tommy isn't what we thought he was. Yeah, I know you will, OTG. I'm not worried about that. And that's why I'm like, the more I research this, the more I find out about Tommy, the more I'm like, it's so easy to take advantage of good people because they look for the best in everybody. And I think Tommy saw that in me. I hope I'm wrong. But after watching a video like this, it's kind of hard not to think that way. I'm a glutton for punishment.
As a musician myself, it's wild. It's still surreal to me that we could sit here and have this talk. I mean, that's...
Let me shout out to the folks in the chat. A lot of familiar faces and a couple of new ones. Anthem, Lance Jennings, Grudge, my man,
Yep.
Level 1 Online, DJC Game Studio.
Yeah, Chuck. I love Chuck, man. He's great.
So Mike's trying to recover the situation after he realizes that his heart just got torn in half. Like, playing it off like he just made his move for the girl, and the girl's like hardcore rejects him. And he's like, oh yeah, no, I didn't mean it like that. We're still cool. What's the deal where Tommy tried to bring over 100,000 from Brazil? What do you know? Think about that situation. I know that, what was it, 2010 that happened? Tommy did not ever tell me anything about that. I think it's shady as fuck. But from what I understand, which I'm sure Tommy would correct me on, he did a concert in Brazil and for some reason had a shit ton of cash and put it in suitcases and tried to fly back to the States with it. And did not claim it, did not announce it or declare it. And they caught him at customs and said, what the hell's all this? And Tommy played stupid. Like, oh, I didn't know that. He was trying to avoid taxes. Played it simple. Like, there's no other reason. And unless Tommy's like a secret drug lord, which at this point I wouldn't put anything past. I mean, full disclosure, who the fuck knows at this point? But I would be, what's up, Ninja Kitty? Ninja Kitty, I was planning on getting one of your videos today too, but seeing as I'm, what am I even, like 2 minutes? Holy shit. This actually could be a 24-hour live stream. Like, if I didn't have a wife and kids, I probably would, because I could talk forever. Hey, now, don't want to say cokehead or anything, but no, I will give Tommy the benefit of the doubt, because that's just the kind of guy that I am, and say that no, he's not involved in Brazilian drugs or Colombian issues. I'll say on the up and up that Tommy did a concert for Video Games Live, which he did, and was trying to not pay taxes, and got caught, and got royally fucked. And I believe, don't quote me, but I believe he spent time in prison. I don't know for sure, but I would imagine that kind of situation would at least lead to a few nights in prison type thing. Or at least holding somewhere, a holding cell somewhere, until his dad came in and saved the day. That's my understanding of the situation. And here's the unfortunate part of all that. I don't want to hear Tommy's side of it, because it's useless to me. It is. That's where I am. Like, I can't trust anything he says anymore. That's where I'm at. And it feels bad to say that, but at the same time, I'm like, what have you done for me to make me think anything different? Exactly, Down Phoenix. All right, Gamer Thumb, have a good one. We might get to the end of that video by tomorrow night. You got this. No, seriously. Tommy doing money laundering. I mean, I'm watching the Ozarks right now. Fantastic show, by the way. Please don't say anything for spoilers to anybody. But I'm watching it right now. I'm very far into it, so you're not going to spoil it for me. So don't say anything, but highly recommend the show, The Ozarks, on Netflix. Very good show. And I will say, it doesn't spoil anything. It heavily involves money laundering. So when you say that, I'm like, I'm in the middle of watching that series, and yeah, anything's possible. Like, if it came out that was something he's involved in, I'd be like, oh, okay. It's seriously Super Captain Chris. I'm sorry. I recommend Peacemaker. All right. I think I watched that a long time ago. Anyways, is that the end of this one? Let me see.
Shondell's great. It's funny. Somebody asked a question already. They were talking about Seventh Guest. Oh,
shoot. I forgot, too. I meant to delete the donation goal. Remove that. Yeah, I had that donation goal. The Atari Creep made a video talking about how it's poor form, and I was like, it's a joke. I thought that was pretty obvious that it was a joke, so I'm going to delete that $10,000 idiot fund. Because I guess in the world we live in today, people take stuff really seriously and think that I was honestly expecting to get $10,000 back from live streaming for people. So for anyone who was wondering, no, I was not serious about that. It was 100% a joke from day one. I know, Super Captain Chris, comedy's not allowed anymore. I'm sorry, Jim. I will, if that is honestly why you donated, I will refund your money. I'm sorry.
Yeah, seventh guest. The music was done by the Fat Man, George Sanger.
That is a very telling video for this entire situation. And it's really hard to break down Phoenix, exactly. It's really hard to bring up this video and not feel like a complete a-hole to Tommy. But I'm doing this for Mike Mullis. Because I know he's either watching this or someone's going to share this with him. And I hope he realizes that this is not to call him out or anything like that, or not to make fun of him. This is to let him know that, bro, I get ya. I was there. This is for tricking me. Thank you. I appreciate it. Set up a new goal. Yeah, that, Coda, that is what I should do. Maybe I will when Intellivision goes to bankruptcy. I'll do a Intellivision, Save Intellivision telethon. See, here's the thing. Like, I don't know. It's so far beyond reality right now. I don't know what I can even joke about and what people will think is real because it's gotten so ridiculous with this company. There's another video with Mike Mullis almost in tears saying that Tommy is a brother to him. No, he says it in this. I think you came halfway through it. I think he says it.
Hey, look, you're
at
a
the
busy
beginning
man,
of this.
and to be honest with you, I appreciate this. You and I have had discussions offline, and it's really cool. It's really actually surreal that you and I just kind of talk, and have become friends over this last year. Because I met.
Oh, you know what, E-King? I wouldn't put it past him. The way he just blocked me immediately and how ingrained he is with this cult, I wouldn't put it past him for trying to copyright strike this entire stream for me reacting to a video, which last I checked we're allowed to do. It's a different video in which he was complaining about the haters. Oh man. I don't think I've seen that. Maybe I have. I feel like I've seen everything, but this one's so brutal.
Met you last year when you were doing, look.
And I'm not trying to expose Mike Mullis as being an idiot or anything like that. I genuinely, I'm like, this is like evidence of just how caught up in the charade he is. I would say was, but no, he still is.
Miko brought us together, which is what the whole point of the console is. But even before that, see, look, now you got me doing it.
See,
you got me doing it.
You're just on auto.
I don't know. I've said my piece on that. I'm going to move on. I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to hold it over his head. I just want to let him know from somebody who's been there to understand the reality of you're in deep, bro. And there's two things you can do. You can either wake up or you can keep living this fake reality that you're in. But that's the thing with some of these people too. Maybe this reality is the happiest they've been because there is something to be said for ignorance is bliss. And if they don't want to wake up because it's the happiest they've ever been in their lives, then God bless them. I just hope when it all ends, it doesn't come crashing down on them and just ruin who they are as people. If they're able to move on from it, great. But otherwise, get out now. Well, E-King, We'll see. We'll see. All I'm doing is talking. All I'm doing is reacting. And I think we all know that's what's happening here. Because YouTube would be a pretty quiet platform if we weren't allowed to do what I just did.
He was going to have the exclusive interviews with Tommy.
Oh, sorry. This is way louder. Turn it back down. Is there no recourse about your money? No, there's not. Philip, there's not. It's I looked for shits and giggles on Republic. The refund period, I believe, is 7 days. That was what, 8 months ago, 10 months ago, going on a year ago, maybe a year ago. Holy crap, time goes by.
He had that whole big deal set up, and the shit didn't work. Shit didn't work out.
Wait, what was he saying? I need to rewind a little bit.
That the views were going to come with this Amico. And I'm sure Tommy sold it to him as one of those things that your channel's going to be big. You're going to have exclusive access
I already
on
talked
this
about
brand
this,
new console. It's going to revolutionize the
It's
market.
true.
So Pete definitely had it in his mind that the Amico was going to help grow his channel.
Yes.
He was going to have the exclusive interviews with Tommy. He had that.
I think where a lot of us made the mistake of we weren't able to separate ourselves from the Amico. Where the Amico is a story. Whereas we are YouTube channels. And we don't want to become the story. Because when the story dies, we die. Figuratively speaking. I hope.
Whole big deal set up, and the shit didn't work. Shit didn't work out. And he
What's
had
up,
to
BRG?
kind of separate himself from it. And definitely changed.
Oh, yeah, I've seen The Wire.
And now he had that desire, that addiction, that just need to be popular and to have a bigger channel. He made a fucking huge mistake and bought subs. And
I mean, I disagree here. Well, actually, I shouldn't say I disagree. I partially disagree. I don't think buying subs is the mistake. I think buying subs with the hope of blowing your channel up, and then because it doesn't work out, it comes crashing down and you delete your channel. That's the mistake. When I went into buying the ads on Facebook and on YouTube and throwing money around that I didn't have, by the way, trying so hard to make my channel successful, it was extremely defeating when it didn't work out for me. Where I realized that, nope, that's not how to grow. You can't just throw money at it unless you have gigantic breasts. You can't just throw money at your channel to get people to see it and click subscribe. You have to actually prove it with intelligent talk and creating a community with real people. It's hard. It's hard work. And it's definitely not for everyone. And I think that's what separates the YouTubers from thinking they got it to knowing they got it. Where a long time ago, I wavered. Where I'm like, I worked my ass off, didn't go anywhere with this platform. And I was like, maybe I'm just not cut out for this. But I always found myself coming back to it because I'm like, no, I enjoy doing it that much. It's not just about growing. It's not just about blowing up and making money from it. In fact, that actually ended up being none of it when I realized I enjoy doing this because it's a place for me to throw my thoughts out there, to have conversations with people and make sure I'm not going insane and talk gaming or life or psychology, everything. I love it. I genuinely love it. But sometimes people go in too deep. Giant breasts on the Amico. Wouldn't that be interesting? Hey, it's the internet. I'm sure, Crazy John, I'm sure some people are into that. Kona, god damn it. Now I can't watch the video anymore.
now he's gone. He's deleted his channel, and it's been happening to all of them. The fucking gravy train it's done.
Yeah, isn't that interesting? That's a great point. I noticed DJC, another one of the cult members, is still doing the Amico Forever, I think, podcast. And in the thumbnail, it says, good news soon, ? Like, bro. Super Captain Chris, great comment. Comment of the stream right there. I weigh 350 pounds and have gigantic breasts. I got this. But bro, if you're hanging on to good news soon from Intellivision, after that last letter they sent out to people, basically slapping you in the face, nothing's going to wake you up. There's nothing I can say tonight that's going to make you realize that the wool has been pulled over your eyes. Nothing I can say. You have been defeated. Game over. Like, that's it. Don't pass go. Don't collect $200. You can't see the forest for the trees. It's over, man. It's over. I'm sorry.
I mean, Retro Bro too. He took his channel down and he came back. He hasn't.
I will say for Retro Bro, people have asked where I'm at with Retro Bro. Good news. You don't have to speculate anymore once it's over. Oh, they'll take that as a challenge. Trust me. I'm not even joking. We've already seen that. Anyway, back to Retro Bro. People have asked me where I'm at with Retro Bro. Another cult member. The what's he call himself? The source. The #1 source for all things Intellivision Amico. He's since removed that from his profile. I'm not going to play it here, but I said my piece back to him. He lashed out at me in DMs, and I shared those publicly because I'm like, this is who these people are. They don't understand facts. They can't turn on Tommy. They can't. They're so in deep that they just, anyone that says anything against Tommy is now a horrible person. He's come around. I would say he's done a full 180 or anything like that. He still talks with Tommy. He's still in connection with him and stuff like that. But he blocked me, just like DJC, just like Mike Mullis, just like all these people. There's a few others too. Can't think of their names, but either blocked or muted or unfollowed. But Retro Bro reached out to me. He apologized for what he said to me, unblocked me, and said he understands. He gets it. And he privated his channel or took his channel down or whatever he did. And I hope, this isn't to pile on Tommy, by the way, but I hope Tommy sees the fallout from this shit. It is cratering these people. Retro Bro, like, privated his channel because of this farce. OEB Pete deleted his channel and fucking left YouTube in the wake of what's happening right now. So it's not like innocent, like, oh, we tried and failed. This fallout of this farce is affecting people's real lives right now. This is serious shit. It's not like, oh, we tried. We gave it the old college try and it just didn't work because of all this other stuff. You're hurting people's real lives, their passions. You're destroying that. And I hope you understand that and have to live with that fact. No matter how much money was scammed out of this situation, as some people are saying. It's just, you got to live with that. And what kind of person are you if you can go about your day knowing that you've destroyed lives, knowing that you've destroyed channels, knowing that you just plowed a way through everyone and then just left? That's fucked up. I'm sorry. That's fucked up. But in a weird way, too, to play devil's advocate, you want to be a YouTuber, it's not for the faint of heart. It's not. It is. Not only is it very hard work, the hard work is the easiest part. It is extremely mentally taxing. Ironically, I think there's a lot of people on the spectrum that are able to successfully make it on YouTube because they don't notice a lot of the challenging parts of this. And that's the nicest way to put it. And Down Phoenix, I told him that. I even said that in my post on Twitter when I played the message of what he said to me. He said some really horrible things to me. And I said, don't worry, I understand. When you wake up from this nightmare that you're living in and realize what you just said to me, You're going to come back and you're going to apologize, and I'm going to accept it. Because I was there too, man. I get it. And if I wasn't there, I'd be like, I'd write you off. I would move on, and I'd never talk to you again. But because I was there, because I can relate to this, I feel like I leave the door open for these people. And I say, I get it. I'm not going to shut you out because you shut me out. I'm going to leave the door open because I want to help you. Because clearly you can't help yourself. And that's the nicest way I can put it. What's up, Ring Fit? I'm doing great. I appreciate it. And thank you for the kind comments you always write. I really appreciate them.
Posted any videos yet, and now it is possible that he is part of the quiet period. Quiet period. And sure, maybe, but
I love that quiet period.
It certainly has not worked out for him. That how many times has he's taken his channel? Is it twice now that he's taken his channel down? Or
Oh no, Jim, I agree. I would not. I'm done with her BS. I mean, she is not a cult member. That's why I would not leave the door open for her. I wouldn't. I've given her plenty of opportunities, and she's straight up been a bitch to me every chance she can. And she's lied about me. She's said horrible things about me. She said things about me that I almost live streamed, but I'm like, no, I'm not going to put her on blast because she doesn't deserve the attention. But looking back, I probably should have, because I could have just absolutely destroyed her. But you know, it is what it is. I mean, at that point, it's like, what am I even doing? Is that what I'm doing on YouTube? Just embarrassing people now? Do I want my channel to be that? So it's, as a creator, you got to start analyzing what you're making videos on, even if they're easy views and easy videos to make. I could have started World War III on YouTube between me and Saggy. I really could have, for 2 no-name channels. We could have had some fun, but I'm like, nope, not doing it.
am I mistaken?
Oh no, Ring Fit, I'm good, man. I'm good. And don't worry about me. I'm good. Worry about some of these other people. And I genuinely mean that. Do not worry about me. I am good. I am good. I'm great. I'm great. And I'm not kidding myself. I'm very happy. Especially after I paid taxes. And to have that behind me. Taxes were stressing me out last year more than anything, guys. What's up, Generational Gamer? How's it going? I know, Jim. I think that's the reason why I didn't take the bait. It wouldn't have been organic. She was trying too hard. And I'm like, no, I'm not taking the bait on someone that's just trying that hard. I'm not. If it's an organic, like a real beef that we got with each other that makes sense, then I'll go down that road. I think everyone on YouTube knows I will. As much as I hate myself for doing it, I will do it because I can't resist. But I also pick and choose my battles. And I don't just give them to anybody that wants them. It has to be organic. Like me and Pat and Ian. That's organic. Going. That's fair. I hope you're doing well.
On that, so it did not work out for him either. Smash JT, who just made the video saying, I mean, he's claiming that the Amico is done because the cancellation letters that came from the Canadian Amazon, which, you know, it could be, it may not be, who knows.
And by the way, I want to clarify. Full disclosure, it might have been a mistake by Amazon, like I said in my video. But how many times are we going to just accept the excuses? I think that's more what the video was about, is who do we believe? A company that's completely failed and lied and puts out a BS statement about going through a quiet period, or fucking Amazon sending out a cancellation saying it's been canceled due to lack of parts? I mean, I don't know, but if I were a betting man, which I am, I would put my money on Amazon. To be fair.
Definitely not going to fucking probably hear the truth from Amico anyways. I mean, they need to come out.
Oh, Mike, I probably should have done that. But I don't think so because it's not technically gone. I don't know. I don't know how that works, but I did not write it off. because it's not gone yet. I don't know how it even works. Ugh, could have used that though.
And say something. I imagine they might address something with this because that is kind of, you know, damning news. More people might start throwing in the towel on their pre-orders. But his fucking didn't work out for him either. Who else we got? that's fucked them over. Turbo Joe. I mean, how many times has he fucking
Wouldn't that be something?
Made to look foolish by
No
Intellivision, and his fucking, like, I'm sure he thought he was going to be get on board on this too. The only one left is still DJC, is still making those fucking videos. And
I mean, this is not a personal attack on any of these people, but they are very quirky people, all of them. And that, I think I'm being very fair when I say they're all very quirky people. And sometimes that works on YouTube. I mean, you need a personality to connect sometimes.
He's just writhing around in the gravy that's dumped all over the floor, like all over the ground, that's tipped out from the fucking train cars filled with the Amico gravy.
This is the funny thing about Dazed Gaming. I don't even know where I stand with him because he talks nice to me. He's subscribed to me. And then I'll see him talk shit about me on some comments on another channel. But then he'll come talk nice to me on my channel. I'm like, bro, where's your allegiance at? It's weird. And I'm not saying you have to not talk shit about me somewhere else or talk nice to me somewhere. But make up your mind, if you're gonna talk shit somewhere, then why are you talking nice to me? I don't understand that. Like, who are you? What do you want? What's up, Mark Smith, with a $5 donation? The most entertaining happening in my 40-plus year gaming life. Also the most meme-worthy. C equals shout out to Ring Fit Master. Cheers, brother. Smash. Thank you, Mark Smith. And yeah, shout out to Ring Fit Master, a very, very cool dude that has, just like the completionist, my buddy Derek, really well thought out comments, always super, not just super positive, but real, like super real. And I really appreciate real. So yeah.
Maybe he's just still like trying to slurp that shit up. Like he does not.
Yeah, $3 exactly. I'm sure.
He is dead set on the fucking Amico making his channel something, and he still gets some views. But as far as credibility goes, he's gonna be right down the shitter with the rest of them. Cyrus Mark.
That was the other thing too. Oh, that's an awesome freeze frame. Gonna keep that there. Yeah, the reputations are ruined. I felt like Indiana Jones running away from the boulder and sliding under the door as it closed. That's me. When I finally came to my epiphany. That's how I felt. Hoping to save my whatever reputation I even had remaining. I hoped to get out of that. And I profusely apologize because my perspective was jaded. And a lot of people, to their credit, have accepted my apologies and forgiven me. But I know I'm not going to make everybody happy, and I know I can't make everyone forgive me. But I do find it funny when I go on to Reddit, lurking just to see what people are saying. And people are like, oh, F Smash JT, F that guy. He just wants the views. He just wants the attention. He doesn't care. Or he's a loser. I'm just like, there's literally nothing I could say because I fucked up. There's no recovering the situation with some people. And my personality is ever the optimist. I'm trying my best to make everyone happy. And I can't do that. And that's something I have to constantly relearn over and over and over again. You completely saved your rep. It is always the bigger person who admits they're wrong. I appreciate that. I do. But I do also worry about some of these other people that there's no fixing this. You go down with this ship, you're done. But I think in a weird way, it doesn't. I think they understand that because, like what I said earlier, they know that their channel was going nowhere before the Intellivision Amico. So they had no reputation to save. So their only reputation is the diehards that are diehard Amico fans. And if they jump ship from that, who is going to... Where's the life raft? Who's gonna care? There was no one there before. I'm just saying. This is their mentality. Whereas I'm saying, the life raft, it's like you have to. It's a trust fall. You fall out of this. You just gotta trust the community is gonna be like, holy shit, he did it. He came out of it. He really woke up. It's real. And this person, they saved themselves. They had nothing before. They went into this. They had something, and they left the something to go back to the nothing, knowing that their integrity meant more than their success, which ironically would push them further on YouTube. $3 Theater, yes. And I will say, and Tommy, I'm sure he's watching this, and Tommy knows how I feel about that message, because Tommy sent that message to me and said, I sent this to Rich. And I said, bro, bad move. Real bad move. Strongly disagree with that. And he said, why? And I go, dude, he's going to use that against you to make you look terrible, because it does make you look terrible. I wish you put that by me before you press send. Because holy shit, dude. Rich is a 1 million sub channel. A legit influencer on the platform that you just told off because you were annoyed. Not a good idea. Just saying. Especially in the position that you were in. Not a good idea. And I don't look at Rich as a friend. I don't think Rich looks at me as a friend. I think he still has me blocked on Facebook. I don't care. But Rich and I have been through the ringer on YouTube 3 times now, where we've clashed and then hugged, and then clashed and then hugged, and then we clashed on the Amico. Now we're hugging. Me and Rich, there's a mutual understanding between us that this is the game that we're in. We get it. We're not always gonna be buddy. We respect each other's standpoint. And I think that means more than anything. I'll disagree with them. That's why I like Rich, actually. I'm able to disagree with Rich. And then he might or might not fight back with me. Or sometimes he'll be like, you're right, Smash. Or Jeff, you're right, man. There was one time I'll never forget with Rich. He said something on Twitter that I thought was stupid. I was like, no, bro. I made a video reply back to him on Twitter. And I was like, no, and here's why you're wrong. And he actually replied to that and said, you're right. I am wrong because of what you just said. I don't remember what the exact point was, but I'm like, that goes really far with me. If I, a piddly dunk nobody on YouTube, can reply to a 1 million sub channel on YouTube and they respect my opinion and say, you're right, I'm wrong, holy shit, does that go far with me? Even though I'm not always right. Just the fact that he's willing to hear me out goes a long way. Anyways, sorry. Back to the video.
Martin, what he has
Cyrus Martin's another one. He didn't. I don't think he
Amico
blocked me.
channel, which failed.
I don't even
now
know if he has
back,
Twitter.
He's got a Cyrus the Virus channel, and he's not talking about Amico shit at all. At all, man. And
that's the thing. These people are so in deep. It was so in deep. Cyrus especially. And he doesn't want to talk bad about Tommy. He doesn't want to say anything that could hurt Tommy's feelings. So he just changes the subject.
yeah, dude, fucking the gravy train is done for them, which they thought was going to make a difference with their channel, and it fucking hasn't. Tommy and Intellivision has made them all look foolish. Mm-hmm. They fell for his charms. They fell for the lies. They fell for the sell on how the Amico was going to change the world, and how the Amico was going to be this big thing, and it's going to be a companion to all of the other systems. It's going to be family friendly. It's going to be affordable. It's just all fucking crap and failures and lies, and
yep.
It's
all right, NSG. Thanks for hanging.
A sad thing, really, for a lot of them. I mean, I don't feel sad for them. I don't feel bad for them, because for so long they were really the ones that were
exactly
down
Phoenix. He does.
A bunch of fucking problems for people, and just unwilling to accept any level of criticism when it.
Well, I'll say too. This is not what Daze is saying right now, but just going back to the whole Tommy and Rich feud. When Tommy sent that to Rich, that was one of the first, I don't know if it was the first, but it was one of the first things that happened where I started to question Tommy. Because I'm like, this guy is kind of off his rocker, sending that kind of message to that kind of person. And I genuinely, like I said, I wasn't friends with Rich. I was blocked by Rich. I was not on speaking terms with him. But I still could respect him as a YouTuber. Respect is an interesting word, by the way. But I wouldn't say the things, I guess I'll put it this way, that Tommy said to Rich. I don't remember exactly what he said. Rich made a video about it and showed it to people. It was bad. It was really bad. And it made me start looking a lot deeper at Tommy, being like, anyone that says shit like that about somebody has something they're hiding. And they're trying to hide it because they are worried that it's going to come to light. That was my mindset, at least.
At any moment, they could have stepped in and been like, "Yeah, these are a little bit of
Thanks, Ring Fit. Appreciate that.
problems. I'm still gonna
Thanks,
go for
$3.
it. This is shady." Like, they just pretty much doubled down on all the bullshit, whatever Tommy was telling them. And dude, I mean, at some point, your eyes got to be open. Like I said in my last video, like, sure, maybe I would have. It's possible that I could have been slightly influenced if I had gotten the full grand tour, but I would have fucking figured it out real fucking quick that this shit is bogus. It's not. Turn the heat down. It's getting kind of hot. It's not legit. And they wrote it for as long as they could, and I think a lot of them did it because it was the greed of their channels turning into something. Because it's
100%.
It's easy to talk about the Amigo, and trying to, instead of coming up with other topics to talk about. And the same thing applies to us, the haters. The gravy train of Amigo is coming to an end.
That was the thing that annoyed me too with Tommy, is he would group all the haters in together, and not an excuse, but I would talk to him about it, and then I already admitted this in my last live stream, I would just echo what Tommy would tell me, and I couldn't think for myself because I was so ingrained and deep and indoctrinated with this that I was just like, yeah, they're all haters. If they're not with us, they're against us. And I really think that was a bad approach to take with this whole thing.
And as well. And in a lot of ways, I'm actually kind
Oh no, Pete is a very nice dude. I will go to bat for Pete till the day I die. Really good dude. Really good dude. OEB Pete. And what happened to him leaving YouTube is tragic. It really is.
of glad about that. Like I did say, I wish that there was still going to be a little bit more, because I just wanted closure on the whole thing, and I don't feel like we're going to get the fucking closure that we deserve. If the system doesn't come out, it's just going to be, like I said, blamed on
haters,
the pandemic, blamed on the haters, chip shortages, all that shit. So it will never be confirmed who was right and who was wrong.
Oh, don't forget, now Tommy's not the CEO, so Phil Adam is now to blame.
And that's going to leave me feeling like I just never got the closure, the satisfaction of knowing what the truth was.
Yeah, the closure we got was me in a hot tub last night telling you guys it's over. That's the closure we're getting. This company is done. They're going to dismantle, dissolve, and just bankruptcy. It's happening. And there is no closure. Hey Smash, do you think it's because Tommy is a rich guy with a Ferrari? These small YouTubers never... I don't think it's the Ferrari thing. I don't even think it's the rich thing. Maybe a little bit has to do with having money. I think it's the attachment to a C-list celebrity thing that's talking to them thing. That these people are nobodies. Maybe that's a little bit harsh. But in the grand scheme of pop culture as a YouTuber, you're a fucking nobody. And I can say that knowing that I'm a nobody. And this is a guy that has far more subs than you, has starred in a GameStop movie, has voice acting credits in games. I am still a nobody. Like, that is... I'm just being real. Like, attaching yourself to someone who is a somebody is very meaningful. Far more than just... having a Ferrari or money or nice house or nice stuff. I don't think that really is... Like, that's the thing that really annoyed me about Pat and Ian. They're like, oh, Smash just took a ride in a Ferrari, and that changed his mind. It's like, no, it was being attached to somebody who's a somebody. That's the reality of my thinking. The Uruk Hunter. What's going on? Much love.
But on the other hand, it's going to force us to get more creative. It's going to force us to talk about things that, like Canadian Gamer always talks about, low-hanging fruit. Because the Amico is low fucking hanging fruit. It's easy to just climb in my hammock and start ranting about the Amico. And again,
Pete never shunned Smash. He loved Smash well before Amico. Exactly. And the feeling for Pete was mutual. Exactly. Like, Pete never did anything wrong. He really didn't. And he doesn't deserve this. I am, like I said earlier, I'm full on Team OEB Pete. Which, by the way, he'll always be OEB Pete to me. I don't care if he changes his channel name. To be fair, Tommy is really a nobody compared to other celebrities. I mean, everything's relative, though. I mean, Tommy's a nobody compared to Steven Tyler, but I'm a nobody compared to Tommy. And DJC is a nobody compared to me. And somebody who's not on YouTube is a nobody compared to DJC. Like, it's how the connections work. And it's not to put people down. I'm talking about the trajectory of attention that you get type thing. That's not like who you are as a human being. You're less of a person than me. I don't mean it like that. People make those leaps. That's not what I'm saying.
it gets kind of stale after a while. Don't get me wrong, it's fun as shit. I mean, because for a while there, the story was just twisting and turning, and there was all...
Rad Rob, I don't really know those other two too well. I've heard of them, but yes, I would agree with that. But I would also, based off of what I know of them, I would say that literally anything on YouTube is better than those. $3. CM Retro is a somebody. God damn it. That's right. Yeah, I've met Chris. We went to a convention in Ohio together. Actually, that was a lot of fun.
Always something new, and it's fun to talk.
And about. I would also say too, CM Retro. While we're on the love train right now, CM Retro introduced me to so many people on YouTube and taught me the ropes of YouTube when I was first getting started. That I would have been lost without him. So I'll forever consider CM Retro a very close YouTube friend. Definitely.
It is. And, you know, it's possible there still could be another twist out there. I thought that there was.
Non-pro, no one speaks about the Hot Tub Mafia.
Cancellation letter from Amazon. I mean, this could be the end. I hope that...
Rad Rob, I would say yes, he is, but that's only because I don't really know Days Gaming that well. So...
Television comes out and fucking says something. The funny thing would be if they come out and do more damage control and just string this thing along. But yeah, you know, there's a lot of things to talk about. There's going to be a whole other bunch of issues that come up, or things that we can, you know, I'm sure there'll be other shit that you can rant about, because I do kind of enjoy the rants. The rants are fun, but there's other things that we can talk about. You know, there's the actual good side of retro gaming. And you know, Ninja Kitty has talked about made the videos about people not being real, and the things he said about me, like, it really made me feel good. Like, I mean, as men, we don't really get a whole lot of compliments like that. You know, it's one of those things. Like, women tend to get a lot of compliments, even if they're sometimes malicious from men who are just trying to get their pants. But
yeah, we did.
Other
Chris.
women tend to compliment.
We
women
did. I
more.
missed
Men
those.
who just kind of live more solitary lives, and a compliment like that, it goes a long way.
Exactly,
you know,
non-pro.
Feedback, and a lot of you guys have given me positive feedback in the comments and sections, and it's a good feeling. You know, it lets you know that you're doing things right. And you know, a lot of people that we associate with it, you can tell that we're more real. I mean, Ninja Kitty is real, dude. He doesn't have a problem saying like it is. He's blunt. And
yeah, I like
Tony
Ninja Kitty.
Carl is real. Everyone. I'm not gonna.
I'll say too. I know Tommy Oyamiko. We've had a checkered past. One, because I saw the name and I thought he was a troll account the first time I heard of him. And then the things that Tommy Tallarico would tell me about Tommy Oyamiko, that I would be like, yeah, F this guy. I never gave him the time of day. And then Tommy Oyumiko made a video, I don't know if it was about me or just talking about me at some part of it. I think it was about me. And I watched it and I was like, holy shit, this dude is like super intelligent and has some deep psychological insight that made me rethink reality. And then I see Tommy Oyumiko talk shit about me on other channels and I'm like, well... It was a good run, that 12 minutes we had.
But everyone knows who they are. Like, there's not really a lot of fakeness going on this side. It's like, if you're just making content just to make fucking content, then you're doing it wrong. You know, this should just be about having fun. And I don't ever see how you would want to try to make this into your full-time job, because...
This is a great point by Dazed right here. Like, it should be, especially... Actually, not especially. Like, the only reason you should be making videos as a YouTuber when you start, or if you're small, which usually go hand in hand, but not always, should be for fun. Unless you have some fantastic talent of comedy or editing or insane thing to bring to the table that nobody else has, do it for fun. And if you have something that other people don't have, you'll connect with people and you'll grow and go from there. It's something I learned 3 years ago. Just be you, man. Don't be afraid of the naysayers. Don't think because you paid for subs and it didn't work out that you're a failure. You're not. I know a lot of people that look up to people like that. That's, yeah, I can go off on that, but
it kills your motivation. It kills that creative side, because then it's like you have to make videos.
Exactly.
Not that you want to make videos.
That's why I took like a month off. People think, oh, Smash is just in it for the money and the fame and the growth. It's like, mofo, if I wanted to do that, I wouldn't have taken a month off. Like, I literally will post videos if I want to. And if I can grow and people encourage me and they say, we want more, then I'll keep doing it. Because I want to have that reciprocation with the audience and create the community. But if it's not there, I'm not just going to BS my way with it and not be happy and not have fun with it. There's a certain level of pleasure a creator gets when you get a comment saying something about how much they love the video and then encouraging more of it because of certain reasons that they want to keep making those videos as long as it's conducive to progressing in a situation. I was subbed to OEB Pete and enjoyed a lot of his content. Likely the main reason I wanted an Evercade. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And that's where I'm at. I want to make videos. Now, there's times in my life where I might not make as much because of...
Yeah, Jim, that's a good point, too. God, I'm never going to get through this. The critics, if you're critical, but you're real and you're honest and you're not a douchebag... Because trust me, I know douchebags because I was one of them. I'd like to think I'm not anymore. I'm still working on that self-actualization thing. But I said to people, especially the people that don't do YouTube, that think I'm a douchebag, I strongly, strongly encourage you to start a channel, to realize how hard it is to talk to a camera and not sound like a douchebag. I'm just being real.
The things that are going on that slow us down, but there's other times, like right now, I'm in a mode where I just want to make more content, and that's why, I decided to help with the Geek Getaway channel. Like, why not? It's kind of a fun thing to do, to go together and just have different kind of perspectives and different types of videos, but at the same time, I still have things I want to do on my channel, and it will always be real. It will always be coming from a place of...
Here's the thing about being real. By the way, I think a lot of people mistake being real or have different definitions, I guess is a better way to say, for being real. Being real is saying what you are thinking based off the facts that are presented to you in front of you. I look at Dazed Gaming as a dude that is definitely real, but he doesn't analyze far enough. Because I've seen him be real, and then I see someone sway his opinion very easily based off of hearsay instead of facts. Whereas someone like Tony from the Geek Getaway doesn't really sway his opinion without the facts. He'll ask for, oh, where'd you hear that? Let me see that. And I think receipts mean a lot. They go a long way. And this is just my 2 cents to Dazed. Like, I don't know where I'm at with you, bro, but I've seen you talk shit about me, and I'm like, I've never said anything bad about you. And the shit I see you talking about me is hearsay that other channels have made up about me. So being real when you're using the facts of what hearsay is told to you isn't being real. You gotta look a lot harder. Just saying what's on your mind isn't being real. Being real to me, my definition of being real, is hearing someone out and then backing it up with the research or receipts if necessary. But at the same time, don't call myself a journalist because I like to get a feel and a vibe for people. And I like to leave a little wiggle room there. So, good point, Retro. Good point.
Of wanting to talk about stuff. It will never be coming from a place that, like, fuck, I feel like I have to do this, and or that I'm shilling for a company because I want free shit. Like, that's not going to fucking happen. That's just, once you get into that mode, like,
I can respect that, Dazed, but at the same time, that's so easy to say. It's so easy to say. Trust me. If you have a company, if you grow, this is where integrity comes in and where it's really hard. Because it's so easy. It's so fucking easy to talk a big game when you're a no one. It's so easy. But when you got a company coming in and saying, yo, bro, we want to send you the Steam Deck before it comes out. Or the Switch Pro. We'll go with the Switch Pro that doesn't exist. We chose your channel based off of a number of factors that fit exactly what our marketing team was looking for. And we want to give you the Switch Pro. The only string attached is you need to say positive things about it. Do you promise to do that? Jabroni. Thank you, Mark Brennan. Appreciate the $2. Do you promise to say good things about the Switch Pro? And keep in mind, it's you and a handful of people on the planet Earth that are getting the latest and greatest thing. And tell me what your integrity level is at. Because right now, you're a nobody, and you're saying, I would never do that. That's what you're saying here.
OEBP is finding out, it's going to turn on you eventually. If you're not fake, and you keep it real, there's really not a whole lot of things that people can call you out for. And it's a shame. It's a shame because all these cult members were duped and fooled and pulled into this, and you even had Relic Gamer making his flex video how he's got 8
Holy shit, that person is insane. I don't have a problem saying that. Holy shit. A Relic Gamer, like, wrote me DMs on Facebook, like, very, very aggressive. Out of nowhere. I'm like, who are you? And then I see him talking shit about me in every comment section he can. For a guy that claims on his videos that he's so busy and so rich and makes so much money and doesn't have time for YouTube, he seems to live on the platform.
one up cabinets, like, ugh, that's pathetic, dude. Like, that's sad. But even him, he's got to, like, we don't just talk about the Amico, and you guys do all this. And even though you, dude, were making fucking tons of Amico videos too, like, maybe not on your channel, but you were always on those panels and you were always in comment sections. So you have no room to talk. But even him, like, he probably thought he was going to get something from this that just has not developed, and it's not going to develop, and it has damaged their reputations. It has damaged their channels. Everyone that has been positive
That's
about
what I said earlier.
has damaged their channels, except for Smash JT. He got out he got out right before.
I haven't seen this video, by the way, so that caught me off guard. I only watched the first 2 minutes of this earlier. But that's literally what I was saying earlier. Like, this is destroying. It is leaving a wake of destruction. This is not good. What Tommy has done to these channels. But like I said earlier, these channels were nothing before Tommy, and they will return to nothing after Tommy. So maybe it's just justice being served as reality. The yin and the yang, the chi of life, if you will.
I guess it just is at a point where it's obvious that you're running because it's fake. I mean, I know some of y'all still think that he's doing it because of trying to get clout, and it may very well could be, but he still had better timing than the rest of you guys. So he will have his audience that comes back and will respect him more because...
That's what, honestly, not trying to sound cocky, which is the funniest part about when you say not trying to sound cocky, is you're definitely going to sound cocky after whatever you say. Part of why I was hoping when I came out against this and was like, it doesn't smell right, I was hoping to be a trailblazer for these people and let them know, lead them away from it, give them a path to exit. And instead I was shunned, which shouldn't have surprised me, but did. It did. But I guess I learned a lot about human psyche with this entire situation.
Because of that, whereas the rest of the shills and cult members are just still fucking unwilling to speak out. It's like, guys, you just got to come out and fucking just go ahead and be honest and start being real and just admit that you were possibly duped and you were wrong. And like, even OEB Pete, like, if he just takes some fucking time and this, I may be getting in the same kind of territory that
this is a good point. Like with OEB Pete, I consider Pete a friend. I do, for what that's worth on this platform, and how I stab people in the back as soon as I get the chance, according to a lot of people. I consider Pete a friend. And if Pete is listening, I would say to Pete, I really wish you didn't delete your channel. And I've talked to Pete privately. We've had DMs. And I've told him, I'm like, bro, take a step back. You know, unplug. Go get some fresh air. Get away from all this shit if it's really getting to you. But don't delete your channel, please. I think if there's anything I can get across to you, if you're in the chat on this stream, is to think really hard about what you did and revert your decision. I don't know how it works if you delete a channel. I think you have like a week or 30 days or something to get it back. Please, I'm begging you, for your own good, consider bringing your channel back and privatize it if you want. But people said you deleted it, dude. Like, bring it back and privatize it until you're ready to come back. Because I guarantee you, with how much effort and passion you put into your channel leading up to this point, that someday you're going to come back and look back at this and regret the decision you made.
Because I saw you had some advice for OEB Pete, and it's like, my advice, if it's the same, you know, then whatever, it wasn't me.
Thanks for the sub,
My
Jesus.
advice to him is just to take a little bit of time.
Exactly! That's what I'm saying! Yes, Dazed. Good point. Good call. Because you agree with me, I will say that's a good point. Down Phoenix, I think it shows something different, but no, I cannot confirm or deny the proof of either or any of that. But if Pete is watching, maybe he'll DM me and let me know what's going on. But I don't know for sure.
You regroup, just go into a quiet period.
Yeah.
Then come back and just be fucking real. Be honest. Be like, hey guys, like, you know, I got caught up in this shit. I thought that it was going to be something.
You will not believe how respected you'll be in the community. How, yes, I know there's a vocal minority of gamers that will always be sleazebag, dirtbags, basement dwelling, no car, no girlfriend type people. There's always a small portion of people like that in the gaming community. But the overwhelming majority of people out there will respect the hell out of you for just being real about your situation and letting them know. Take it from me, who has experienced it firsthand and had people welcome me back with open arms and say, thank God you woke up and thank God you're finally being real about this shit. You'd be surprised.
Something, because I know he's made the comments that he's doing this for his kids, and I'm not going to fucking get into kids. I don't want to get into that, and that may very well be the case. But at the same time, I don't think it's right to just dump all that on them, say that's why you're doing it, because you were definitely doing it too for clicks and to try to grow your channel. And you need to just come back and be honest and admit it, and just own it up, own it, and say, listen, guys, I let you down. I let my audience down. I just got caught up in the fame. Things didn't quite work out with the Amico. I changed my name, and I thought that things were going to move faster. But going forward, I'm just going to make content for the love of making content, and make your channel about that. Like, yep. I would honestly change back to OEB Pete. Like, I would classic.
I would too. I like, for what it's worth, Pete, if you see this, you'll always be OEB Pete to me. When you changed your name, I was like, what are you doing? No, you're OEB Pete. That's who you are. Don't run from it. Embrace it.
Gaming fun has been damaged now. Like, I would come back as OEB Pete, and I have a feeling that's probably what Darius said too. And if he did, that's good advice. It's come back, you're known as OEB Pete, bring back the fucking do intro, and be real, be honest. Retro Bro too, man. Like, quit just fucking shilling for these companies, man. Like, talk. If it's honest, be honest. Like, last night on Rhea stream, like I was honest. Like, I think the 1-up arcades are garbage. Like, I don't see the point. I'm not into that. And the Evercade.
Yeah. No lies detected in anything he's saying right now.
Like, I really don't see the point of it. I know some of y'all like it, and that's fine. That's fair. You can have that, but don't get caught up with these companies.
Fast Carl, I would say that the company is, no matter what happens, handled this tragically, horrifically. No matter what happens in the future, if it comes out or not. And that's not to cover my ass. That's just me being real, knowing the facts of what's transpired. And the insane amount of lies that's been spewed by Intellivision. To think that there's a way that they managed to come out with this console ever, I don't care. Once you break the trust with me, the consumer, you're dead to me. Unless you find a way to be honest and be real. It's not so different from being YouTube. Or being a YouTuber, sorry. Like, where you just break away from it and be like, sorry, I fucked up. Here's how, why, where. Let me be real now. Not everyone's going to like me. And I understand that going into this. But for those who do want to hear me out, thank you. And I will work my hardest to be here for you forever. And if I break that trust again, slap me in the face and say, bro, you're going down that Amico road again. The fuck? And I feel like in a weird way it makes people stronger.
Don't let them fucking trick you. Don't let them
OCG in the house. What's up?
Shilling for them for free shit or free access. Like, you've learned your lesson, guys. Like, all of y'all can come back from this and be better for it. If you just be honest and admit to your audiences what you did. And like Ninja Kitty pointed out, like, when I make a mistake, I make these cringe fucking videos about how I fucked up. And I know some of you say I don't have to, but to me, I feel like I do. Because I just always want to be real with the people. Like, if I get information wrong or if
I can respect that. That's why I give Daze a chance here. It's because he's like me. He's not so different. He'll make a video saying he fucked up. And not afraid to do that. The cringiest shit on YouTube is the people that refuse to acknowledge when they fuck up. And there's so many people that do that. And the annoying thing is there's really big channels that fuck up and somehow still succeed. There's a great injustice in the world. But you can't worry about it.
If I do something wrong, if I say something wrong, or if I maybe went too far in certain places, I will say, I'm sorry. And
No, please do, OCG. Like, I encourage anybody that chooses to click subscribe on my channel to call me out on my bullshit when you feel like I'm gone awry. I would expect the same out of anybody that I followed. To be like, bro, where you going? What's up? Where we at here? We might not always agree. And like I said, it's kind of a weird relationship. Because I enjoy the disagreement. I enjoy seeing the different of opinions. And it doesn't always have to be in lockstep with each other. That's actually what makes it interesting. But sometimes when you go way off the fucking reservation, and I'm talking like you're on another galaxy, you need to get a really, really long fishing pole and reel that person back.
We'll try to do better, and that's all you guys have to do. Like, get your fucking ego, get out of the way of your fucking ego.
Mark Brennan, as far as my, I would say, watch the Tommy Tallarico mansion tour video. And based off of what I saw, I would say he is borderline hoarder. Not trying to be mean or rude, just saying my view of what I saw there was there was a lot of shit in that house, and it wasn't very organized. And the multiple times that I went back, it never got organized. So it wasn't like, oh, he was moving stuff around. It's like, no, this is how he lives. So.
Oh, and just come.
The Darius Truxton Show. I'm not responsible for what my fans do. I mean, if you have to say that, you have to wonder about your audience and what you've cultivated. Because I don't have to say that, because my fans don't do shit. So think about that.
To terms with what's happened and be honest with your people, and people will forgive you. People want to forgive you. Sure, you will always have those certain trolls and certain element of people that will always shit on you, and maybe I might too. You know, I'm kind of a troll myself, so I can't fucking say anything. But
I appreciate that honesty there when he says that. That's nice.
The most part, the people that really do want to be your audience, they will forgive you. It's just the way that human nature is. We want to forgive. We don't want to always hold grudges. At least not.
Well, we're all human. I think, oh my God, he is the fucking Undertaker in that freeze frame. That's amazing. We're all human. Let me, hold on.
All of this.
What happened?
The majority.
There we go. We're all human. And I think on a deep psychological level, we can connect with each other. Mega Dan, what's going on? How you doing, buddy? So I think being human, no one's different. We're all fucking the same thing. We all have this thing up here that has electrical pulses that shoot things other areas. Some people believe that there's more than that going on in our bodies. A soul. I don't know. I don't care what you believe. But at the end of the day, whatever it is, we all have it. And we all can connect on that basic level. So even when we fuck up, we can come forward and say, hey, I'm sorry. Here's why I thought what I did. I don't expect you to accept my apology, which, like I said, many people have not for me. But at least I can sleep easier knowing that I'm not living a lie anymore. I don't know what the earlier comment of the stream was, but I think Megadan just took it. Everyone on here has one of those? No, they don't.
If people don't like conflict and they want to just see you do well because they came to your channel and they subscribed to you because at one point you were being real and you just somehow strayed away from that. So there's still time. Just the fucking Amico gravy train.
No, Jesus, I will not get my money back. I said that earlier. You might not have been here for that, but no. It was 7 days, and that ship has sailed and then crashed into an iceberg.
Train is done. It's burning. And just DJC is hanging on, slithering around in that gravy.
Because it's all he knows, man. Days, I'm telling you. I feel like Days doesn't get it. When you smell YouTube success, when that that scent enters the room, you have to chase it, and you become infatuated with it, and you don't know anything else. That is who you become.
So, and I'm sure there's some other few, but I don't watch everybody. At one point I was pretty hooked on the Amico, and I was watching everyone's content. Like now I don't fucking, it's like, there's nothing to talk about. It's a stupid.
Did you even watch any of my Pete videos? All I did was call out Pete's lifestyle. Never attacked him. I think I might have seen like one of them that someone shared with me a long time ago. I haven't watched any of the recent ones though. I always call. Well, I mean, here's the thing, dude. You make fun of like how he talks and stuff like that. It encourages the audience to go at him when you do stuff like that. And I mean, while it might be funny and stuff like that and catchy, it is what it is. And at the same time, I don't mean to blame you, Darius, either. Like, OEB Pete is responsible for his decisions as well, in leaving the platform. So, I mean, there's a give and take there. But I wouldn't say you assisted him in staying on the platform, to be fair.
Quiet period. But it certainly won't be my last.
But like I said, Darius, if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. What's up, Queso? How's it going?
Amico, we're not the Amico video because it's not done. They haven't come out and said it. There will still be some things to talk about. And fuck, who knows, man? It could get wild. It could get nuts again. But I highly doubt it. But it could. And if it does, we'll talk about it. But yeah. Probably should get back into work. Been about 20 minutes out here, so whatever. They're pretty.
Oh my god, I can't believe we got through this video, guys.
I can get away with more shit.
I'm so proud of myself.
But yeah, I'll be.
I feel like I accomplished something.
We'll be streaming. I'll be streaming on that tomorrow. Carl and I are supposed to stream on Days Gaming on my channel. I was going to try to do it earlier so that like Ramblin' Man.
All right, so I guess that's all he's got here. Really good video, Dazed. Really good video. I appreciated this. And I would almost say that when I saw this pop up in my sub feed, it's what prompted me to do the live stream. So, solid take, really well put together, just putting your thoughts out there. And it's coming from someone who, again, I'm not the end-all, be-all, know-it-all on YouTube, but I've watched a lot of fucking YouTube in my day. And I can tell you guys when there's a bad YouTube video. And this was not it. This was a good video. Thanks, Crazy John. I feel like I just beat a game. When did the credits roll? I'm so excited for myself.
Could come on, but we're
Down Phoenix. I don't know. I mean, we could do that. We could do that right now, or I could keep talking because there's another video I wanted to play. So I don't know. I feel like that's the problem. I wish I had more time. It's tough. I have a life outside of this computer. Believe it or not. I know, crazy. So it's hard. It's hard to find the time. I unlock hard mode. This guy in the car and Ninja Kitty were on Rhea's stream. Both massive bellends and douchebags. Oh, GP, I missed Rhea's stream. I cannot speak to that, so I don't know. Pat and Ian swinging at air right now. Here's the funny thing. I bought my beach house in the same area of town that Pat lives. I think it's just a matter of time before I bump into him. Unironically, the real estate market in San Diego is insane and very limited. And when something comes on the market, if you don't get it, it's gone, and there's not really anything else coming up. So it wasn't intentional, if that's what people are wondering. Oh, man. I work for a guy with a beach house. Oh, no, nobody works for me. I'm not there yet. I got very lucky on a stock. We'll leave it at that. I don't know if Ninja Kitty is still here. Well, what is going on with the... Okay, there we go. That's not the one I wanted. Yeah, my keyboard... My son spilled juice in it. So this is the one. I didn't get through the whole thing because I was like, oh, maybe I'll watch this on a stream. So maybe we'll watch this one because this was good as far up to where I watched, as you can see. And I stopped watching for the sole intention of maybe I want to stream this actually.
Hey everyone, before I start the second part of the Can We Trust YouTubers series that I have going here, I just wanted to thank everyone for...
That was a fake Darius Truxton account? Oh. Okay, I was going to say, I thought I blocked it. That's why I was surprised. I thought it was just another Darius Truxton from the actual Darius Truxton. I'm still here telling my wife that I'm impotent. Oh, that's a good strategy. I mean, from a dude's perspective. If you know what I mean.
for leaving so many very well thought out comments in the YouTube video for the first part. And
Ninja Kitty, I will say, I really do respect your perspective, man. We're not always on the same page, but your brutal straightforwardness, it goes a long way with me.
I also got quite a bit, and by quite a bit I mean like 10 DMs on Twitter from various different folks with some really interesting information, or else just their experiences, and it's that was really...
Darius Truxton backup jail. I'm blocked, so obviously... Hold on. I gotta do this. Hold on. Oh my god, if my computer worked. What is I need a new keyboard. It's literally not. There we go. Hold on. Let's bring it up. This is No, that's not it. Hold on. There we go. When Darius accounts enter a chat, this is exactly what I see. You just put Darius Truxton backup account, Darius Truxton 2. Who knows who's who? Anyways,
awesome. I really do enjoy the social aspect of the videos here, and I just want to reiterate, because I kind of feel a little bit bad for Pete, that I don't think he's a bad guy or a malicious person or anything, evil or anything.
And this is not me asking for money, but it's me asking for money. If anybody wants to become a member and subscribe to my channel, click the join button, and I will add you to the top left corner of this, and it will encourage me to stream more. If you enjoy my streams. Because it takes a lot of time to do this, guys. But at the same time, I kind of like doing it.
So it was just using him as an example. It was just a clean and easy example to show, on a smaller scale what goes on, because I'm familiar with the Amico. I don't really go everywhere on the internet, so I know there's way bigger channels with way more fake subs that can be used as examples. But I just want to make sure, it's not a hit piece on Pete there. I don't want to be like kind of like, remember how Afro Gamer Dude was around, and then he would have videos that were some of them were pretty good, but eventually it became
I heard something about that Afro Gamer Dude back in the day. I think I saw like one or two of his videos. I'm vaguely familiar. You're around YouTube long enough, you know pretty much everyone. The circles are small. He went really hard on some channels that didn't really deserve to be gone at, especially his Happy Console Gamer video. But it was working for him. It was bringing him attention and views, and it's too bad. It's too bad because, not too bad for Afro Gamer Dude, but it's too bad that that's what he did, because I feel like he had a lot of potential, but he decided to go the route of just attacking channels because he saw he got a lot of views from that. And that's one of those, you walk long enough, you step on a landmine, and it's like some things are off limits, and Johnny Millennium is off limits. You don't go after Happy Console Gamer. Like, he is one of the good guys on YouTube that genuinely loves gaming, has a passion for gaming, and as far as I know, has done nothing wrong on the platform. I don't know about his personal life or anything like that, but on the platform, has done nothing wrong. And I can speak from personal experience. He's reached out to me. I've had multiple Skype calls with him. I think like 5 or 6. And I was actually thinking about him the other day. I haven't talked to Johnny for... We're due for a call. It's been a long time. But I have nothing but great things to say about that guy. He's been so wonderful. And when you go after him and people start coming at you, it's like, you got to know better, man. You don't go at people like that. I'm not saying that what happened to Afro Gamer was justified or right. I'm just saying it's like, you go where you shouldn't go and stuff happens. So just it sucks. I don't endorse any of that stuff. I don't encourage any of that stuff. But at the same time, it's like, bro, like, what are you doing here? Like, what's your end game? What are you trying to get out of this?
Attacking the person himself, and maybe not nitpicking, but going over the line, I guess is the word I'm trying to say. And I don't want to do any of that. I just want to bring attention to this. And like I said, it's nothing new here. I actually personally know that like celebrities and athletes, a ton of them have fake social media subscribers, and I know personally from because I think I've mentioned before that I have connections with wrestlers and also in the UFC, but definitely in the UFC, especially with some newer fighters, they'll buy a whole bunch of fake Instagram followers or Twitter and all the different ones. Because
now, Ninja Kitty, I will say this is where I disagree. I watched this video and I'm just like, you're saying you're taking the approach of it's not okay to buy subs. Where I look at it more of I try to be more reasonable about it, and I'm like, if someone's trying to grow, they're pursuing all avenues legally to do that. There's nothing illegal about buying advertisements and stuff like that. Although I haven't looked too far into this. I don't know, was he actually like using like a service that just gave him subs? That's a little bit different. I'd have some questions with that one because I don't think that's above board. I was under the impression he was just buying ads and stuff like that to get attention on his channel, which there's nothing wrong with doing.
They're trying to promote the fighter. It helps sells pay-per-views when they build up whoever the person is on the main card.
Mike G, buying subs. No, I that's what I just said. Yeah, no, buying subs is against the terms of service. I don't condone buying subs. I was under the impression he was just paying for ads and stuff like that. Again, like I said, I didn't do any research on this, so sorry. Buying subs is the lowest form of blame. No, it is. It is. I definitely don't condone that.
So this isn't anything new at all. I just thought, for the...
But to be fair, from my perspective, just giving the other side of the story, when I paid for ads, it was the same thing as buying subs. They would subscribe and then never watch another video, and my watch time would be terrible. So it no matter what you do in that realm, it dooms your channel. I wish he talked to me and I could have told him that firsthand before he moved forward with it. Ninja Kitty says bought subs and views. Okay, that I'm not really cool with. So that changes things a little bit. You can buy subs, take my money. No, exactly, Megadan. Buying subs is not going to help you. That's why I said I wish he reached out to me and talked to me. Like, if anyone's ever having thoughts like this, my DMs are open. You don't even have to follow me. Say, hey, I'm thinking of doing this, and I'll slap you in the face if you want. For free. No charge.
For this small community, it was a good example. And with that being said, I'm recording this today on the 16th. The stuff for part 2 I recorded the other day, so I don't know how to transition to the other thing, so I'll just do the Wayne's World thing. Which leads me to the next group of folks that I wanted to talk about. Would be, not sure how to title who these people are, but I like what Gary, the obsessive compulsive game rat, said. And he had called them all vultures, who are now out and picking away at the dead carcass of the Intellivision Amico.
Exactly, E-King. Paying for ads is legit. Outright buying subs is not. I agree. And GP said, Ninja Kitty, you use drama for views. What's the difference? What's the difference is drama cultivates your channel and creates an audience. It tells people who you are, and they subscribe based off of what that is. Those are two different worlds. So I disagree with that.
Some people call these people fence riders or bandwagon jumpers. I call these people cowards for waiting until it's clear that no blowback can happen by shitting on the company. And now they're out for blood.
I believe that down, Phoenix.
I liken these guys to the guys I used to see in high school or at the bar who used to talk tough only when they had the group of guys behind them.
I know, looks like I was hitting on your girlfriend here. But, in actuality, I was fucking hitting on her harder than you think, motherfucker. Why don't you step the fuck back?
Is this gonna demonetize the whole stream? Come on, Ninja Kitty. Come on. Rookie move.
A product and had the reddest of any red flags that any gaming company could ever have. It's pretty damn clear, even by like last summer after E3, that the company was in the toilet, and anyone with any sort of clue of the story and what was going on would have known it was a bust by then. Yet it took all the way to just...
Yeah, I know. Hold on a second, guys. Jesus Christ. Hold on. Where? Oh, wait. I'm on the wrong set. There we go. Alright. Thank you. Ahmad already handled that. Alright, we're good. Sorry, guys.
Early 2022 for certain YouTubers to see the light and jump aboard the let's shit on the Tommy Tallarico bandwagon. I just want to go over a small list of them with just a few thoughts. So clearly the first one is the main one was Smash JT. I give him a tiny bit, just a tiny bit of credit for having the balls.
No, hold on. Listen, I gotta let that sink in. I gotta take that tiny bit of credit. Just okay. All right.
To jump ship or to admit that things were not well. I don't buy the story of him saying, I see the light and the salvation is for me to now thou deuce all over the Amico.
What do you think then, Ninja Kitty? What do you buy? What is your story? Maybe you say that here.
As if he's an angel now for now seeing the light.
I definitely don't think I'm an angel. I definitely don't. Dude, straight up, I fucked up. I'm not trying to be like I'm holier than anyone right now. I fucked up.
I'd have more respect for him if he were more honest and were to say, I invested money, I had turned a blind eye in hopes that they would get their shit together.
I invested money, I turned a blind eye in hopes that they would get their shit together. I agree. That's yes.
They didn't, and now I'm here to say that things were not all rosy. I apologize.
Dude, have you not been watching my videos, man? That's literally what I'm saying right now.
For blatantly shilling and will now be honest. You have to take accountability of your actions, and doing the old I didn't know what was going on but now it all makes sense routine is disingenuous.
I'm sorry for everyone that's watching this. I need to rewind it to grasp this fully because I need to learn. And I'm not even joking. Oh, should have said it months ago. Okay, that's what you're saying. Yeah, no, I should have. I fucked up, dude. I should have. And I'm sorry. I was under the impression that what was transpiring and what I saw transpiring when I visited was the reality.
Say that things were not all rosy. I apologize for blatantly shilling and will now be honest. You have to take accountability of your actions, and doing the old I didn't know what was going on but now it all makes sense routine is disingenuous. It leads to the options of either I am right and he's...
So you're saying that it's disingenuous now because I realized the gig's up for me, so I'm trying to save face, and I'm too late, and I'm literally only doing this and hoping that the community embraces me again after I was completely wrong. Which I do totally get. I mean, hell, if I watch myself objectively, I don't know if I'd even trust myself. So I totally get it. I totally get it.
He's trying to soften the blowback by feigning ignorance. Or he's a complete fucking idiot with zero business sense and common sense. I don't want to...
My business sense is not great. Which works to my benefit because I'm so ignorant. Sometimes. But other times it catches up to me. Like this. And I have to deal with the consequences.
Crap on the guy, and because he jumped out early, he might be able to salvage at least some of his credibility. He'll have a long road to actually gain legitimate respect from the people, and I don't think putting out daily videos trashing Tommy at this point and milking whatever he can out of the Amico and getting out of it is exactly the best way to go upon that. But that's just my opinion.
So, awesome freeze frame. I'm not doing daily videos on this topic. I'm doing a lot of videos on it, but definitely not daily. I think it's been like 4 days in between videos from my last Amico to this one. To the one last night. To then stream today. Are you... I mean, there's a way you could look at this and say, are you gatekeeping? Just to put the mirror on yourself and say, I'm not allowed to talk about it now? That's the other angle you could take with this, which is why it's so fascinating. I get where you're coming from, but then the criticism would be, oh, he's just pretending it never happened. And he's moving on from it and ignoring it. And I think that's even worse. Like, I look at Retro Bro, and I told him this straight up. I'm like, face it, be honest, tell people what happened. Don't just pretend it never happened, dude. Talk about it. That's what people want to hear right now. They want to find out where your head's at.
And once again, I don't think the guy is a terrible human being, but...
Oh, thanks. Appreciate that.
For most people who look at this with clear thoughts, they don't believe Smash fully, and it just be brave, man, and just don't use the it all makes sense now. Like he did Office Tour video stream yesterday, showing like, I noticed that look at that, the offices are empty. I can't believe now looking back, it looks so looks shady. Like, come on, I would assume I don't think this guy's dumb. He's not dumb. He knew back then that these offices are empty, and this looks bad, but he's only saying it now. Just own up. Once again, as I said for Pete.
But I'm saying that is my way of owning up. And I'm just going to be real with you, Ninja. You're contradicting yourself a little bit here. Where you're saying you don't want me to do those things, but then you're saying you just want me to own up. This is my way of dealing with it. So I feel like it's a little bit of a contradiction. I don't know what you want out of me. Do you just want me to ignore it and move on? Do you not want me to ever talk about this again? I'm just being real. I'm legitimately curious as to, you're saying what I'm doing wrong. You're not giving a resolution for me. You're not saying what I should do instead. But what I infer what you're saying is I should just ignore it and talk about other stuff. Where I'm telling you, if I did that, it would probably look worse. No, I know nostalgic. I'm just trying to be real, and I'm just trying to hear him out. Because I look at Ninja Kitty as someone who's real. I'm just trying to be real with them. I'm just trying to level with them. I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm not trying to call him out. I'm just like, I think his take here is solid. I feel like where he goes with it, I don't know what he wants me to do instead.
Just own up to what you did. People will respect you more if you're 100% honest. Own your mistakes. They'll shit on you for a bit, and then they'll move on, and then they won't hold it against you forever. Then the next YouTuber this is one.
Okay, so I think that's where he ends talking about me. I don't know if you're still in the stream, Ninja Kitty, but I would love to hear what your resolution for me would be if what I'm doing right now is not okay with you. Milking the situation is when you are trying to capitalize on the situation rather than trying to make things right, at least with yourself. So you feel like what I'm doing right now is strictly capitalizing on the situation. Wouldn't it be fair, not trying to be a dick, wouldn't it be fair for me to claim that you're trying to capitalize on the situation by talking about the situation right now on your channel? No, I didn't freeze. I'm genuinely curious about an answer for that question. And I'm not trying to be a dick. It's just, it feels very hypocritical. And Nostalgic Inclination said exactly what I just said there. Yeah, exactly. It feels like you're milking someone else right now with this video. So it's just, it contradicts itself a little bit. By the way, before I move on, Slopes, awesome fucking guy. I love Slopes. There was something that happened about 2 years ago where I was pondering quitting YouTube. And I made a video talking about it. And I basically poured my heart out there. I was like, I put all my effort into this. I tried so hard. It just wasn't worth it for me. And then Slopes came through. Didn't even tell me. Didn't say anything. And I watch all his videos. I love Slopes videos. He's so good. And he came through with a Smash JT cameo in his GoldenEye video that I was watching while I was working out one day. And a transition where it switched from one view of GoldenEye to another. It had a screen that said, "Smash JT, I'll miss you, buddy." And I was like, holy shit. Like, this is one of the YouTubers that I have always, before I even started YouTube, have always looked up to, loved his content. I just admired how he goes about everything. And he did that without saying anything to me, never mentioned it, and I just saw it in a video, and I was like, man, that was boss. That was such a boss move. Ninja Kitty, I used him as an example. Milking the situation would be trying to capitalize purely on Smash JT and his own story. But I mean, again, man, I'm not trying to be a dick. You're talking about the Amico a lot on your channel right now, too. So it just feels a little hypocritical to say that I shouldn't do that if I'm trying to get attention while you're doing that. Not trying to be a dick. I'm just, if you can enlighten me on a different way to look at what's happening between me and you and what we're doing, please enlighten me. And I would definitely be all ears. I would be like, yeah, man, gotcha. But it's outside of that, it's super hypocritical. Doesn't mean I respect you less or anything like that. Just we'll agree to disagree on your take on me right now.
One that disappointed me the most, and that's Slopes Game Room. And my wife and I had for the last 2 years, had watched his kick scammer videos, even before the Intellivision Amico stuff, and we love them. And he does really good work, and he has done so many video game scams that out of anyone who could detect or sniff the bullshit alert from any company, it would be him.
He will. Kitty, he will, man. I'm telling you. He will. Hey, Brian, can you take care of that troll account there? He will come around, Ninja Kitty. He will. I'm telling you right now, the Slopes will be the next domino to fall. he's not as ingrained in the situation as I am, so I understand the delay here. But he will, I'm telling you right now, guarantee you he will do a kick scammers video focusing on the Intellivision. I joked about it with him on one of his streams a couple weeks ago. And it was like, oh, no, mate, no way I'm doing that. And I'm like, you will. It's all right. I understand, but you will. And thank you, Brian.
It was around E3 last year when I noticed him in several of the Amico fan comments sections praising Tommy and saying how excited he was about the Amico. When I'd read these comments, it literally felt like I was a kid again.
I'm not saying you shouldn't make videos. The optics, not just from myself, is that you are taking advantage and trying to bury Tommy to boost your own channel. The optics from who, though? And that's a genuine question. Because no matter, this is just me being real with you and advice to you. When you make a YouTube video, there will always be perspectives from every angle. And the optics, when people say optics, it implies the majority. And I would disagree in this case. I would say the minority, the optics of what I'm doing looks exactly what you're saying right there. And I'd agree with that. That from a certain perspective, it totally looks like I'm shitting on Tommy to pump up my own channel. Yes, I agree. But that's one perspective you can take. I don't agree that that's the majority. And I would hope with everything that I've done up to this point that it would make logical sense that I have no reason to shit on Tommy or this company after investing $10,000 of my own money into it while it's currently still active as an organization. So I have trouble agreeing with that standpoint. Now, if Intellivision last month announced they're going for bankruptcy, and then I was like, oh, I should have seen, here we go. Then I'd be like, yeah, man, I get you. That's totally, I'm just flipping because that's the narrative. I proactively flipped because I realized that I was wrong while this is still happening. So I don't understand what perspective I could take outside of just blindly sinking with this ship that you'd be okay with. Completionist. I gotta piss so bad, but I don't know. I'm so into this.
And watching my favorite good guy wrestler turn evil by turning heel.
Oh god, are you gonna make my stream get caught again? Hold on.
Slopes has eviscerated other products and projects which were nowhere nearly as badly ran as the Amico and didn't even come close to the...
I'm telling you, Ninja Kitty. I think you remind me a little bit of Days Gaming, where you're a little bit wet behind the ears, where you think you know it all. You think you grasp the situation. You think you got this. And I'm telling you, you don't. There's so much more. There's so much more that you don't know. That I'm not talking about the Amico. I'm talking about the YouTube platform. That you will learn if you stick with it long enough. The reality. And it will hit you like a ton of bricks. And also, sidebar, you're saying right now that Slopes is not... That Slopes does these kick scammer videos and is not doing an Amico kick scammer. He will. This is a speculation on my part, yes. Trust me, he will.
The scammy techniques that they've used. So when I would call him out in the comments, or other people, or just bring it up, maybe not call him.
Well, Camaro, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, I'm in a position, I'm in a rock and a hard place. I can't win with someone like that, with that approach. What am I supposed to do? And I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just, if you were me, and you invested $10,000 into something that you thought was real, and then you realized that you were duped, what would you do? Would you ever share who was at the secret meetings and what was said? Did they ever tell you about not to associate with or how to deflect? No, but Tommy has implied that there's some things he's told me that he would prefer me not to elaborate on. And that has been a very delicate process for me. I'll put it that way. If you get a following and traction on something niche on YouTube, it's smart to run with it. I can't blame Smash. It's how YouTube is. It is. I mean, let's be real, guys. I got 102 people in here watching me talk about this. If I were to be playing a video game or talking about... what do people talk about? Ellen DeGeneres? I don't even know what people talk about. G4, maybe? And pretend that I care about that garbage right now? What do I have? 25, 35 people? So you could say I'm doing this to get attention. Or you could take the perspective of I'm communicating something I'm interested in to the audience that is also interested in it. There's another way to look at things, not just the nefarious, he's just doing this to get subs. That's a really juvenile way to look at YouTube. I'm sorry. That's rookie. That's the way I used to look at shit. Don't do that. Minky Monkey is a hot topic.
Calling out. He kept saying, mate, this system is exactly what my kids would like, and how he liked unique different things, and would never...
Here's the thing. He still thinks it's good. He hasn't played it. But he thinks that people have. Because I made videos saying I played it. I've since made videos saying I don't know what I played. And that's a genuine concern that I have. Because as of 3.5 years later, we still don't have a retail unit for testing. That's something that I would love Phil Adam or Tommy Tallarico to step up to the plate and talk about. Where the fuck is it? Why don't we have it? Oh, quiet period. Gotcha. Convenient.
Never mentioned how low the odds of this is going to be a success.
Where the Amigo, I see it as someone, as a dad, not as a gamer, but as a dad, that's actually going to be able to play these games with my daughter. And I feel like that's
exactly how I was with my son and daughter. Me and Slopes, we're in a very similar place in our lives. So we both connected with this for the same reasons.
The market they're going to be going after, and that market is so much bigger. We're talking 100 times, 1,000 potentially times bigger than the small group of people.
He's kind of echoing what Tommy says here.
That are moaning about this, and they're going to be upset about the...
Yeah, Camaro, but here's the thing. Here's why I'm being real with him. Because I don't look at Ninja as those guys. I'd like to just try to be real with him and have him see a different perspective and come to grips with maybe not being a rookie about it and realize the reality. Slopes is working on a Kick Scammers right now, but was very pro Amico and thought nothing was wrong with the company progress only up until after the start engine. Well, I guess, I mean, here's the thing. And you could look at this as me making excuses for him, but when the facts and the evidence that present themselves change, opinions about things change with them. So it's easy to say, oh, we only changed his mind because the company changed that. It's like, well, that's why he changed his mind. that's how things work. Like, I don't know how else to say it. Like, here's the evidence. Okay, I'll make my mind up on that evidence. Oh, the evidence changed? What, you're saying I can't make up my mind based off of the new evidence? Like, what? Smash, did you ever believe the audience was going to be more than... I did, Nostalgic. I did. Because when I played it, I didn't think about retro gamers at all. I thought about me and my family playing it. So yeah, I 100% thought it was for the audience of me, not the audience of generic retro gamers that don't have families and kids. Like, I was thinking, like, maybe some of them having parties or get-togethers with their friends, maybe it would work for them. But that wasn't the initial mindset that I had with it.
The fact that they're doing now fourth or fifth round of investments.
I literally saw one comment where he said how the system is his cup of tea and how he'd love to dunk his bollocks into it. Well, he didn't exactly say those words, but he did say that he liked the idea that his kids could play these little games. In his videos, he says he has an army of fans or supporters, and I think they're on his Discord, who dig up lots of info, and you'll see him say that on a lot of his videos.
I wanna take you for a ride.
Hey everyone, it's Kick Scammer time, the show where I, DJ Slope, along with the help from my Kick Scammer detective agency on Discord, find the absolute...
So, I'm not really sure what point Ninja Kitty's making here with this right now.
worst Kickstarters, the scammiest Indiegogos, and most disgraceful GoFundMes to ever find their way onto the crowdfunding platform.
So you're telling me that...
Mike G, had he done any research or reached out to... Well... Here's the thing with Sam from Ars Technica. I talked to Tommy about Sam. Tommy told me that Sam was basically, he didn't say these words, but what amounted to a piece of shit. Not a journalist. I trusted Tommy, and I thought Sam was just trying to slander the name of Intellivision. So from my perspective, I looked at Sam as like, why the fuck would I talk to this guy? And I looked at his Twitter feed, and I'm like, this guy's just attacking everyone. I'm like, I don't want to associate with this dude. He's a dick. So from my perspective, why would I why would I reach out to Sam and be like, hey bro, what's up? Let's chat about this Intellivision and why it sucks. When I'm on board with it, why would I want to hear that side of it from someone who I don't know or don't trust or don't like? So, I'm just telling you, from someone who was there, that it doesn't make sense to think like that.
That his army of fans couldn't visit, the subreddit of Intellivision_Amico or AmicoGames.com, or even basic Google search, which has hundreds of examples of Tommy and Intellivision doing shady business practices or highlighting how incompetent they were and how everything was crumbling around them.
Also, Kotaku, Giant Bob, IGN, everyone else reported all the biggest... Ninja Kitty, first off, you're citing Kotaku as a source. I start to question your reliability on that one. No matter what. Even if they're right, it's Kotaku. Sometimes, a broken clock is right twice a day. Giant Bomb, I watched their podcast. They didn't know a damn thing about this thing and shit on it because it was just funny to shit on it. IGN, I don't know. I didn't really see. Honestly, I didn't see anything about them. But again, you're naming the negative sources where I could say Nintendo Life ran a really positive article about the Intellivision Amico. And there was IGN Italy, I think, that ran a really positive. IGN somewhere. It wasn't IGN America. It was IGN in Europe that ran a really positive article about it. So you could literally just cherry pick, oh, these are the negative ones. And I'm like, well, here are the positive ones. Like, what does that matter? Just because there's sources reporting things, there's sources that refute those things that I could share with you. So just saying those are reasons why you should know better doesn't mean anything.
And
that's why it's so hard. That's why it's so hard to know what the reality is, what the truth is.
After all this time, he still couldn't say things look bad, and we'll see how things go. Apparently now, from through the grapevine, he's putting together a Kick Scammers episode. Only now after those financial documents were released and basically showing that the company is dead.
I did not even know that he was doing that right now. I told you he would earlier, like 10 minutes ago. I didn't get this far in the video. I had no idea that he was putting that together right now. I told you he would, though. I knew it.
When something is so clearly either a scam or falling apart, and this guy
Thanks,
with an army,
Retro Game.
and tons of experience looking into it, and he can't see what it is, for what it is, does that mean that everything else he has said, and we'll say in the future...
I'll say, too, in DJ's defense, I think he looked at me as a source of truth, and I failed him. I genuinely did. And that's why I feel so bad about all this shit. because I was literally one of his main sources of information about it. And I was like, nah, bro, we're good. It's awesome. Everything's going great. So you're blaming him for trusting me. Like, you can't do that. That's not fair to him. Blame me for that. I fucked up. He's just going by somebody who has the hands-on direct contact with someone. How is that his fault? How else is he supposed to go about it? Fly over from the UK to meet with Tommy multiple times? On this? Come on.
Should also come under scrutiny, because like if he can't see something that's so obvious, how can we trust anything he says about future projects or his past ones? It could be something different. Did he wait until the end because he was getting paid, or he was starstruck because he liked Tommy, which a lot of those guys were?
I don't think this is fair, Ninja. You're going at people like they should know. They should be right 100% of the time from information that's available online. And I think that's why this is such a fascinating situation, is because there's information on both sides of it that could lead people to believe truth or fiction based off of their personality and what they lean towards. I would never say Slopes did no research. This guy researches more than anyone I've ever met on YouTube. Maybe Norm, the gaming historian, does a little bit more than Slopes. But Slopes is... He researches. Trust me.
Invested financially, or maybe he's hoping to get paid. Or maybe he is incompetent. I don't think he is incompetent, because clearly he has many videos showing that he knows
right,
shit.
Derek?
It goes back to integrity. Is he giving honest reviews on the products he receives for free? Because he also gets those free little arcades and games.
You could literally say this about any YouTuber that gets any product for free. This is a false equivalency that has nothing to do with Intellivision. Unless you're going to say that literally every YouTuber is called into question on their thoughts. And at that point, why are you watching YouTube? Because everyone can be questioned for everything. I think he was starstruck because he fawned over Tommy previously in other videos. That's fair. That's fair. But I would also add to that I think he was also listening to my input, along with a lot of other people that just felt like this was on the up and up. And I can't fault him for that.
Should I trust what he says? I said before that I hope that he had some crazy...
Like, he realized it's not on the up and up when I did, or maybe a little bit after I did. But again, I think he was trusting me, which is why I feel like I failed him. Where once he realized that I shifted, he's like, oh shit. That might not be what I thought it was if Smash is saying that right now. And I'd be lying if I didn't say other YouTubers affected my thought process. When I compile that with the reality of what's actually transpiring right now, you put all the facts together, you do the best you can with the information that's available in front of you, and you say, okay, I'm going to make a decision here. I'm not always going to be right, but I'm going to try my best to do my audience right. I'm not going to fuck them over. I'm not going to mislead them. That's why these cult members need to really look in the mirror right now, because what the hell are you doing? You're intentionally misleading your audience because you know it's the only attention you're ever getting. And that is fucked. For the record, Slopes did join my chat in a previous stream, and he was a gentleman and was cordial and a nice guy. He's not about to... I'm telling you, I didn't need to hear that. I know that. Like, one of the good guys on YouTube. In my experience, I don't want to jump to conclusions here, but I would say, without putting much thought into it, I would say he's top 10, in my experience, top 10 nicest, most reasonable people on YouTube that I've encountered. And I have encountered a shit ton of people on YouTube. So me saying that should speak volumes for his character, for what it's worth.
Scheme in which he was, going undercover and becoming secret friends with Tommy so he can gain access to make the ultimate, kick scammers episode. And maybe that still will be the case, but I somehow doubt that. I'll continue to watch, but I definitely will always have in the back of my head that this dude isn't always fully honest.
Really? We're talking honesty about him right now? Honesty? That's the word you use? I gotta disagree, Kitty. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I think our definitions of honesty differ greatly. I think this is one of the most honest people on the platform. He was being as honest as he could be with the information that he had available. I genuinely believe that. Now, may he been a little influenced because... Did Tommy even send him the games for free? I don't remember. I think he might have. I don't know. But this is a guy that's so well versed with kick scammers and scammy organizations and all that stuff. He's not one that just easily gets duped and falls for shit. He's very, very blunt. And I would never call in to question his integrity or honesty. Ever. Like, I shouldn't ever say that either, because you should always question everything. You really should. But this is one of those guys where I'm like, no, he's extremely relatable. I understand his thought process. I think that's what I'm getting at, which is why I don't question him, because I understand his thought process. I don't think he intentionally lies or misled his audience. Why would someone like this ever do that? He's huge. He put his whole career at risk because he's fawning over Tommy? Ugh, come on. Hey, remember when Smash JT and other people said Tommy was awesome and 100% honest and never lies? I remember. You pulling that card on me? That's fair. I think that's why I'm so pissed at the Tommy situation. And again, there's no way I can talk about it without putting it on Tommy. I'm like, I trusted him. I legit put my reputation on him. I'm like, yeah, he won't do us wrong. He's legit. I guess it goes to show you just never know. You just never know. I would put an asterisk next to this and say that Tommy was trying to sell a console and he's new to the industry and never done it before. Like, yeah, he's worked making music and stuff like that, but he's never been a CEO of a game company. Whereas Slopes has been doing this for years. He's not trying to sell us a console. He's just making the videos that he's always made. I think it's a slight difference, but your point is made. He's an East Coast Italian and a passionate. Remember? Yeah, I remember. All right. That's... You've made your point. God damn it, man. Come on. Keep it above the belt.
I like to say it's like when you're in a relationship and you stick with your partner that has cheated on you and swears that it only happened once and that will never happen again. You stick with them, but always have that doubt in your mind. Just to clarify on that last one, though, I didn't actually fly to England and have the coitus with Slopes. I was trying to point out that some...
It's a great point. That's a great point. It also reminds me, too, someone else was telling me in a DM today. It kind of reminds me of an ex-girlfriend I had once that all my friends were telling me to just, bro, she's bad news, steer clear. And I'm like, but she's hot and I like her. And they're like, well, she's not really that hot. And you're blinded because, well, you know why. And I was like, no, you don't know her like I know her. It kind of reminds me of that. What's up, Genovi? Yeah, I'm not going to be streaming for too much longer. I'm just, halfway through this video. Trying to get through this video. We'll see.
Some of his fans, like myself, always hold this Amico shilling against him. Did I just make things weird? I hope...
Press play. The next guy I don't think is your friend. Who's press play? Should I know press play?
Not. Anyways, so the next group is the other people who just came out of nowhere and started making Amico videos.
See, here's... okay. Here's where I'd say, right when I hear that, it sounds like the video. I don't want to jump to conclusions like Office Space, but it sounds like jealousy when you go down this road. Because knowing what I know, and as long as I've been doing this for, it reminds me of me like 3 years ago. This is the shit I used to say. And I hope it doesn't go that direction, but let's see.
Just for always holding this Amico, shilling against him. Did I just make things weird? I hope not. Anyways.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, top 5 movies of all time. I don't know what order, but Big Lebowski, Rudy, Planes, Trains, Sneakers. I'm sure I'm missing a big one. Top 5 movies of all time.
So the next group is the other people who just came out of nowhere and started making Amico videos just for...
Smash JT, I've said you act like an asshat, but so do I, so I can justify it. Look, we're all kind of crazy, and we should be warned against falling in love again. And I mean game consoles. Nailed it!
Mostly just that 1 or 2 weeks, because they noticed that other people were getting a bump in their views, and clearly they're just trying to jump on the train while it was popular.
First day on the platform? I don't know what point you're trying to make here, dude. You know, I've never seen all of RoboCop. Fun fact. I need to watch it, though. I really need to watch RoboCop. Oh, man. But seriously, what platform are you on? What do you expect? What point are you trying to make here? Besides the most obvious point you can possibly make, which is when there's a trending topic, channels will cover it to get views, to continue their channel. Like, I get it. I get what you're trying to say, but I'm like, that's YouTube. That's what happens. There's something that starts gaining traction. People start talking about it. They're like, oh, what's this Amico thing? What's going on here?
I don't know why these people watch channels like this, because clearly these guys are only making videos for views and have zero...
People watch channels like this for the same goddamn reason my wife watches The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. You think she has any goddamn attachment to any of those people? No. But it's stuff people talk about when she goes to work. At the lunch break room. Oh, did you see the last episode of The Bachelor? That's why people watch this shit. They want to keep up with what's trending. What's interesting? What are people talking about? What's the coffee talk? That's why people watch these people.
Zero passion or interest in the actual subject. And it shows how generic the videos are and how low effort they are.
I will agree with that. They were some serious shortcomings and low effort videos, but such is life when you don't follow a topic like on a minutely basis like some of us do. Just to be fair.
And these guys also, like when I said earlier, we're just trying to, get on the algorithm. I don't think Pete is on that point yet, but these are the guys who just pump out daily videos.
So what is your angle, Ninja Kitty? And this is coming from a guy, I respect your channel, man. I do. I'm not trying to be a dick to you. What is your angle here? Are you've gone like off the rails with what the point of this video was to where you're going right now. What are you trying to say? That there shouldn't be channels that cover a plethora of topics? Everyone should just fucking stay in their lanes and just talk about the same generic shit all the time? Because it kind of sounds like you're gatekeeping what they're allowed to talk about too. There's another perspective you could look at from what you're saying right now. And I get it. I'm just saying, it's funny how... Am I a veteran of YouTube now, being here for 5 years? Where my perspective has changed, where I used to think like you do, where now I've come full circle to realize, okay, people can actually just make videos, talk about... First off, I'm not going to make up their mind if they're interested in it. Or if they just want to cover it because it's trending. Because they're bigger than you. It sucks, I get it. That's where the jealousy comes in. Because they already got the audience. They get the views. And you can't beat that. Even if you're better than them. I've been there, man. I get it. But you work hard enough. You make the right connections. You do this long enough. And you realize why you do it. You don't worry about shit like this. Hey Jeff, I've been frequenting your stuff for many years. I do an out of the lane video with you about my experience with you and how I think you've definitely changed because I've seen progress. Thank you, OCG. Thank you. I've already made 2 best comments of the stream right now. That's probably the most sentimental and most meaningful one to me. Because I personally feel like my perspective's changed on all of this. I'm not a born again, I'm a new man, but I've realized a lot of things. My eyes have been opened. You are looking at this from a content creator perspective and not a viewer. You are looking at this from your perspective and not a viewer of their channels, which is the perspective that I'm looking at it as. Like, for example, if I was a viewer and I put myself in the perspective of, I love the Game Chasers, and I subbed to 8-Bit Eric like, I don't know, fucking 9 years ago. I don't know. And I just watch 8-Bit Eric all the time because I feel like I've made a connection with him. We have a relationship. Even though I never talked to him, I just feel like I know the guy. I would want him to let me know about what's up. If there's something that I should probably know about as a gamer, I would hope that he talks about that. I think that's fair. That's why we subscribe to the channels we do. So I'd argue I'm not looking at this from a content creator's perspective. I'm looking at this from the viewer's perspective. I genuinely am. All right, Brian. Hey, thanks for the mod help, too. I appreciate you, man.
A couple videos per day. And
OCG, absolutely, man. Hit me up.
Really offer nothing. No insight. No actual genuine thoughts. And now, not everyone anti-Amico has been innocent either. Clearly, a lot of those guys, as of late, have pumped up the videos because it's... Now they have a I can't quite...
Well, it is. It's true. It's true. Slow day in the news is real on YouTube. These channels, like, if it's their livelihood and they need views and there's nothing going on, welcome to the party, pal, as Bruce Willis would say.
Question, because I don't know them personally, but they are also coming out of the... I was going to say closet. They're not coming out of the closet. They're coming out of... I don't know where they're coming out of. Coming out of something.
The woodwork.
They're coming out of the woodworks, or whatever people say, whatever that term is, and now getting actively involved. I also feel that's a bit disingenuous because they're just trying to ride the popularity wave and trying to, milk those views.
So do you... It's just... There's so much, there's so many angles you can look at what you just said at from. I think my genuine at peace moment with everything came with the moment I took a step back from all this shit and just accepted it. Like, this is the reality. And I could even, it's funny. You could take a step outside of everything. It's like the onion layers. They just keep peeling and peeling and peeling. You can take a step back and be like, you're literally making a video, complaining about a video, complaining about a video, complaining about a video. That's where we're at right now.
Do they really actually care about it? Because if they did, where were they when all the juicy stuff was happening?
Very confused. We're talking about purchasing supper. I don't know what the fuck. We went off the rails about 30 minutes ago. I don't know where we're at right now. The woodworks, exactly.
Happening last year.
That's what I'm trying to say, nostalgic. Like, he's projecting his angle on others. Like Ninja Kitty, I'm not trying to discredit you. I get where you're coming from. And I feel like in a certain light, it's there's credit there. Like, yeah, I get it. All I'm saying is there are other ways to look at it too. And I think that's fair. When Phil missed the shipping date, my patience with God. That was, yeah, exactly. See, that's one of those you can't argue with. Like with Ninja Kitty right now with his video, I'm like, hey, I get your perspective. And I hope you get my perspective. And we have different perspectives we can talk about here. When you fucking lie about a manufacturing date, there's no other way you can cut that. Intellivision lied to everybody. And I think that's where the difference is with all of this. Smash, I wouldn't say you're milking because you have insight to offer firsthand insight, but 8-bit Eric, shuffleware level. No, it's fair. But at the same time, I would argue, just playing devil's advocate, that people like 8-bit Eric can offer insight from someone on the outside looking in that does YouTube for a living. And it's different insight than me, who's totally on the inside, that can't step out there to see what it's like. And in a certain light, that's why you gotta love YouTube, because there's perspectives from every angle from everyone. And if you don't like it, don't fucking watch it. The difference is that I go on YouTube as a hobby and not a lifestyle. So my perspective is different. I don't need views, or I have no urges to get big, like Pete. That's fair. I just can't help myself from saying, though, I'm sorry, when I read that, just, why are you complaining about these other people? If you're saying in that comment that you're staying in your own lane and you do it as a hobby and you don't care about that shit, it doesn't bother you, it sounds like it bothers you. Do you get, I'm literally, I'm not trying to be a douche, not trying to be a dick. I'm really sorry. I'm trying to play every angle I can with this dice roll here. It's rolling around. I'm just like, just level with me. We could ask the deep question that are Smash and Ninja collabing to propel each other right now? But exactly. Like that, there's so many different ways people can look at shit. Like maybe me and Ninja talk all the time and we don't say anything here about that. We don't, by the way, but they literally have learned, if you can think it up, someone's going to say it somewhere and believe that to be the truth. I must say, Smash is fighting hard like a certain East Coast Italian. Next thing you know, he's going to try me to sell me Carnival Parks NFT. Hey, actually, if you're in the market, I got 8 of them. Let me know. I don't know if Phil lied or if it's just another misstep, business or results. No, Phil lied. And let me get on my soapbox for a second here, because I was thinking about this. I was actually thinking about making a video about it, but I'm like, I don't know if that's long enough to make a video. I'll just say it right now. I'm pissed off because after I made my first coming out video about questioning the integrity of Intellivision, Phil sent me a text message to my cell phone. The new CEO sent me a text message. Hold on. And he said, "Thanks for checking out the facts with me, Phil. Now at least you have my number, which I believe you did from my email." So after Phil fucked everyone and lied to us all, I took him up on his offer, even though I don't give a shit about what these people say because they lie through their teeth all the time. I was like, all right, I'll bite. I'll call you. I'll leave you a very cordial voice message saying why I'm frustrated. And then I'll also follow it up with a text, which I'll also read. Okay, Phil, I'll bite. The situation seems to be going off the rails with a lack of a promised announcement regarding a shipment date. A promise you made. Before I do a video, I'd like to check out the facts with you. What is going on right now, And why are you and Intellivision so silent publicly? Not trying to be a dick, but realistically, as CEO of the company, you've got to know how bad this all looks right now. No response. From a guy that reached out to me proactively saying, hey, if you got questions, you got my number. Okay, bro, I'll bite. I got your number. I got some questions. Answer them. Crickets. I will give Smash a bit more cred, another slice, since unlike a certain relic gamer, he at least isn't assuming I'm a virgin. No, Ninja Kitty, and I also appreciated your background story on how you got the Ninja Kitty name. I always like when YouTubers tell people how they got their channel's names. I don't know how many people here know how I got my channel name, but while we're here, I always appreciate knowing that. When I was a game tester at Sony, the first game I tested was a game called Cash Guns Chaos, which was basically a modern day update, fresh take on Smash TV. So I wanted to create a channel name that harkened back to my time as a game tester that was unique to me. So I was like, oh, I tried Cash Guns Chaos, but I'm like, that won't work well with the society we live in. Cash Guns Chaos doesn't sound very friendly to a lot of people. So let's try something a little softer. I was like, well, it's based off Smash TV, so I'll do Smash and then my initials, Smash JT, and then play off their logo a little bit and work in conjunction with that. So that's how I got my name, for those that don't know. Anyways, I really gotta pee.
No, I will say that like one guy that was polarizing was
Darius.
There's a fine line between genius and insanity. No, Hot Rod. I do feel like it was started as a legitimate organization, and I will believe that till the day I die. I feel like things went awry, and the pandemic didn't help it. And maybe I'm still naive, because the people that are involved with this project and their history would lead you to believe otherwise. From a certain perspective, you really got to admire this, because it's what YouTube is all about.
Darius Truxton, and well, his crude manner, and I don't agree with, like, he's better nowadays than he was several months ago. Like,
I'd agree with that. He is better nowadays, from what I've seen. Thank you for the sub, Siberian. He's better nowadays, but he still really goes after people, and he crosses lines way too easily. Coming from someone who respects freedom of speech and wants people to say what they want to say, there's also boundaries that you got to respect, and that's kind of like unspoken stuff that this guy does not adhere to.
Like when you'd call people fags and gay, unless he was talking about Slopes being from England and bumming a fag off of him, as in a smoke, and I missed the context.
Non-pro, if you've seen his earlier stuff, yes.
I don't think that was appropriate, and I did appreciate though his genuine honesty of what he thought of people or the situation or the company, whatever it is. And even though he had crude manner of telling what he felt, I did find an appreciation, and hey, at least this guy is being honest and not just being a phony and just trying to find things to be outraged about. So there is.
I mean, from what I understand, he does push a narrative that my wife funded the Intellivision Amico, which it's funny to me how people just believe him instead of talking to me. My wife has nothing to do with that investment at all. And if Darius actually would wake up to reality, he'd notice he was in the movie theater. He was in the GameStop movie where I made a good amount of money from and was able to invest in the Intellivision Amico.
There's merit in.
I also understand that he tried to propose to a girl with Amiibo toys. And I saw a video once of him doing that, and I was like, oh man, this is that special kind of special person.
In that, I think. The guy that I have to give the biggest shout out to is my good buddy Dazed Gaming. And I think his whole...
By the way, if people are associating with a dude that tried to propose to a girl online with Amiibo toys, I think you really need to question your group of friends.
Appeal is, and why people enjoy watching or listening to him, is because he's genuine. You can tell he's being honest and speaking from the heart or something like that. And when he does screw up, he'll make a rant or say something without knowing 100% of the facts. He will go back and own up on his mistakes. And I think someone like maybe like a Smash JT or a Retro Bro or all those people who were clearly not being truthful with everyone should look at Daze as an example of.
So this is where you contradict yourself completely, Kitty. Like, you just said when Daze realized that he's wrong, he tries to right it. But when I do that, you say I'm trying to grow my channel or I'm milking it. But maybe I'm just doing what my audience wants and I want. And it will organically grow from that. And again, not trying to be a dick. I'm just being real, like human to human. Like, I don't get why it's okay. Is it because this is the other thing. When I was a smaller channel, I would look at other smaller channels like, yeah, they're real. Those bigger channels aren't real. No, the bigger channels are still people. They just have a shit ton more subscribers that they have to juggle with. And it's way harder.
How to be and how to apologize and maybe learn from him. Because, being an honest person, people can see it. Like, when they're watching the videos, they can see if someone's being greasy or being honest. I'm not saying you have to be like the guy, like, be a boomer and wear a weird Wisconsin or whatever hat or whatever the hell he wears. I'm just saying, like, just when someone is honest and sincere, you can see it through the videos. And people will gravitate towards that far more than when you're just trying to pretend to be something you're not. So
I think that's true, but you're also being blinded by your own bias. Like, you literally just said, Daze Gaming, my good friend Daze Gaming. So I think you'll let a lot more slide with him than someone who's not your good friend, like me.
I have to give props to a good buddy, Daze Gaming. And I'd much rather watch one of his videos than somebody with, hundreds of thousands of subs just being a complete phony.
But if Daze Gaming had hundreds of thousands of subs, I would guarantee you would get jealous. Not trying to be a dick, but based off of everything you've been saying here and contradictions that have come up, you would justify your frustrations and be jealous. To help clarify, I and others don't believe that you realized the Amico was done during the Phil Adam transition period. I think you were smart enough to realize it was done sooner than that. I was done, but I wasn't done. I didn't fully, like, it's not one of those things that you slowly transition out of. It was just piling on more lies, more contradictions, more frustrations, and just fighting that off every night. I was, like I said, I was losing sleep over this shit because I didn't feel good about it. But I'm like, well, I'm pot committed and I trust Tommy. And it was one of those, the saying that the straw that broke the camel's back was real. Like, when the Phil Adam thing came out and the Calico Chameleon thing came out, I was just like, I can't. There's so much shit. And then this goes on top of that. I can't keep this farce up. I just can't do it anymore. I gotta be real now.
Now, I don't think everyone is evil, and, like, I'm sure there's more good YouTubers than negative one or bad ones. For myself, though, like, I made Amico videos because...
What's up, Prince?
I was watching and seeing how Tommy was being a dick and just saying the outlandish shit, like Nintendo is a console with rape games and how... When I was saying, like, the stuff was piling up, like, the shit was piling up, that
probably the first Dookie. That whole tangent that Tommy went on, I think it was with Rich from Review Tech on his podcast, talking about the rape games and all this, the gaming racists, and I'm just like, what? Coming from the guy that worked on Terminator 2 soundtrack, now apparently that offends you? Like, bro, what? But I ignored it. Because I was just like, I put money into this. He's a good guy. Yay.
Oh, people want to let their kids play rape games. And I thought that more awareness was needed so that people could see just how ridiculous that man is himself, and for the questionable business ethics of his company and what they were doing. So I either made funny videos just to get a few laughs at the expense of how ridiculous Intellivision has been, or I like to also make videos to just inform people, preferably in a convenient and more entertaining way, just to keep them up to date on the Intellivision Amico subject, because it's easier for, not everyone has time and the abilities to scour all the forums and sit through all the videos that are many hours long. I just thought if I could put stuff.
That's the other thing too, where I started researching like Tommy on the message boards and Atari Age and the stuff he would say. I was just like, what is wrong with you, man? Don't say that stuff. Let your product speak for itself. Why do you need to say all this stuff? Why are you in hardcore defensive mode? And it turns out, from my perspective and my speculation, is he was so hard trying to defend the brand name of Intellivision to get as many investors as possible to buy into this. And he would do that by trying to shut people up and fighting it off with ridiculous logic.
In a compact way, people can get the latest news in a non-dry fashion. So I'm not doing this like I'm not.
I do have a question though, especially to you. Have you ever had communications directly with Francois Tremblay? If so, is he real? I have not directly. I don't, off the top of my head, I don't think so. But I do know he is a real person. I've seen videos of him with what seemed like call girls. I don't know. But that's what it struck me as when I watched the video, which was really weird. He used to be a channel member of my channel because I was all Amico. People say I do this for the fame and fortune. I did this and I lost channel members. I lost people that donated money. I lost subscribers. So it wasn't all for the glory, guys. But yeah, he was a channel member. So was Intellivision, by the way. Tommy Tellerico was a channel member. Not anymore. So, yeah.
I'm not making YouTube videos here for the intentions of being like a YouTube star, making money, or like having a personal vendetta against, the company or anyone that's involved with it. I generally have an interest in the social aspect of all of this, and mostly Tommy himself, just because it's fascinating that, so a D-level celebrity like himself, just how someone can self-destruct and how they can act. And also the folks who were
exactly nostalgic. He didn't have a product that could speak for itself, so he was attacking. He was on the offensive. And that worked for a long time with me because I saw the console and he would always say to me, it's real, Jeff. You've played it. Tell these people. And I'd be like, yeah, fuck yeah, I played this. I'm going to tell them. But what the hell did I play? Not a retail unit. Where is it? How come those don't exist, Tommy? Why am I the bad guy now? Because I'm asking real questions that call you out? What's up, Eris? How's it going, man?
And still are pro Amigo. It's fascinating that to study the behavior, and that's what draws me into it, like just the human behavior of these folks. I like to make more videos, but time is like really precious, especially when you have like a young family like I have. So I know how time consuming it is to make videos. So for me, I can't commit to pumping out daily videos like some of those guys, and I'd rather spend my free time hanging out with my wife and kids, or also playing games. Like so many of these guys collect all these games and buy the games and make daily videos about games. Do they even play any of them? Like,
again, Ninja dude, I'm telling you, you sound really jealous of bigger channels when you say stuff like this. Don't worry about what these guys do with their games and their time. Like, nothing digs at me more anymore. Like, people be like, oh, how does Dreamcast guy finish Elden Ring 3 times in the first week? I'm like, I don't know, because he doesn't have a fucking life. That might be true. Like, that's his life, though. That's what he wants to do with his time. I don't know. There's a reason why Tommy Tallarico YouTube interviews were 4 hours long. Someone would ask a question. Oh my God, don't even get me started. That was another tactic, I think. I don't know if he knowingly did it, but I would not really bring up questions because I knew he would automatically refute them with useless information. So I'm like, I was already just like, all right, we're on the same team. I'm not going to try to bring up questions that argue too much with you, because your answer is not going to change. You're not going to do anything different. You're not going to do anything different. Let's put it that way.
Personally, I'd rather sit down and play a video game than to spend 3-4 hours talking about high scores on Minky Monkey. Like, I'd rather just play the game.
I mean, okay, then play the game. This reminds me, again, self-reflection time. This is how I used to act and how I used to talk in my videos. And I'm like, I don't do that anymore. I'm done with it. I used to get so jealous. I used to wonder what these other YouTubers did. Why are they so big? What are they doing with their time? Don't fucking worry about it. Come on. Like, you do make some really good points in this video. I'm not trying to discredit it 100%. But I'm just letting you, I hope you're taking some feedback here too. As I am too. I'm listening to you. I'm not just refuting you. I'm listening. I hope you understand that.
Going forward, once Amico's dead, I'll still make a mixture of funny videos with informative videos. I won't be hunting down whatever the...
Sorry. We gotta go. Sorry, Ninja Kitty. Retro Bro. We got a live Retro Bro stream. Where I stand on Intellivision Amico. 1-inch biceps. I was thinking of investing like 50 to buy like shares and be on the board of the company and stuff like that, but I didn't. dinner yet? Here we go. The main event. Ah, yes, the old days, Shinobi. What's up, Plume? I know 1-inch biceps, I know.
I forgot to change that new intro. I still have it on the old one. Although I like them both. What's going on, everybody? Oh, what is going on?
I'm genuinely interested in what he has to say here.
Oh, what is going on? Let's see, pull the chat up here. We got a couple in chat already. 1968 Camaro, appreciate you being here. You're always here, man. I appreciate it because I know you've been in some of my Elden Ring streams. I'm actually taking a break from Elden Ring tonight because I'm stuck on a boss. So I've been stuck on this boss for like 2 nights. I'm like,
I don't want to ever live stream someone without their authorization of live streaming them because it's taking viewers away from them.
And
so
if you're watching this on a replay,
I kind of feel bad.
Worry, I'll put the timestamp in the description.
What's up, Steve?
So you know exactly.
Oak City with the $1. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Anyways, I lost my train of thought. I was trying to read a comment.
I think you just read my
comment. I'm stepping away from Elden Ring for a night. I'm going to go back at it tomorrow. I'm going to make it a point to beat this boss. Let me get some music on here real quick.
Streamception. He should stream somebody else.
Where's my playlist at?
No, OCG, I appreciate it. Thank you. Seriously.
Yeah, we could rock with that.
And I told you last time, you don't need to do that. You know that.
There we go.
But thank you. Genuinely.
I didn't really set up for this stream if anyone hasn't noticed. All right, but anyways, who do we got? Raya, what's going on? Nice seeing you. I've been enjoying you from afar as far as your Glimmercast goes. Not all of them are for me, but they've been good. If you guys are not subscribed to Raya, she's got a pretty good podcast that she does. Definitely be sure to check it out. Down Phoenix Archives, always nice to see you. Big Retro Show, E. King, Extra Anderson, Mike Hawk. Hurts. What's up, man? I always laugh at that. It always reminds me of a Simpsons episode every time I see it. Yeah.
Make the best of what's around.
Because...
you don't even need to take the cards out of the boxes. They work if you just put the box next to it.
Listen, my mods don't play, man.
Yeah, if someone wants to restream me streaming
unless I
someone else,
tell them otherwise, it's usually
that would be awesome.
They know what my mods know what I expect. So
1-inch biceps, we have an interesting relationship.
I changed my setup around. I'm actually before I was this way.
We have an open line of communication again. That was closed off for a while.
I do plan on doing a game
not
tour.
anymore.
So oh boy, what have we been up to, man? What's up, Genovi? How's it going? Yes, glad to see I'm back. I appreciate that. It's funny because a a lot of people there's always
Genovi's
assumptions, right?
Too.
There's always assumptions.
Got people multi-streaming here.
There's always assumptions that I was, couldn't handle the heat or whatever. I don't know what there was. Truth be told, I just took a break. I literally just was like, it's funny because I made a live stream months ago. And I made a live stream months ago where I was talking about the Elden Ring. I'm like, you guys are not going to see me for a while. And I took a break. I actually took a break from almost all social media, including YouTube. It was nice. I've already put 70 hours into Elden Ring. So I'm back. There was a lot of rumors, of course, as there always is. Don't ban you, I'll be civil.
They're jumping on me? What do you mean they're jumping on me?
I expect everyone to be civil here. Listen, unless you're like completely a dickhead to people in the chat or myself, you won't.
Yeah, I'm not gonna restream
I did consider this making a members, not a members only, a subscribers only stream, and I was gonna record this, but I'm like, nah, I'll go live. It's easier that way.
I'm not gonna stream it. We can rate them if you guys want to rate them. I'm gonna leave it there because my wife just got back from work and I gotta get the kids dinner. So I'm not gonna react to them. It sounds. I was hoping for some dynamite drop in, but it sounds like a pretty generic response of, yeah, I just took a break. Anyways. But yeah, hop on over to his stream if you want to watch what he has to say. But as for me, I gotta call it a night. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to stream tomorrow. I'll try. I got 0 channel members tonight. Again. One of these days, maybe somebody. Anyways, I'm gonna leave it right there. Thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, you stay smashing.